Here we go now. Oh now. Oh, Ozzy, say it ain't so.
It's tragic.
What
I
a
well,
week.
I shouldn't say tragic. I shouldn't say that. I mean, let's be honest. Was anybody
Hey.
shocked?
Well, no, but
But
he's
it's
such an
sad. It is an
icon,
icon, and it's the passing of the time. It's one of those
all
things.
those
All
things.
those things.
Yeah.
And with
Yeah.
the Hulk Hogan today,
Oh,
and it just seems like more and more well-known people
yeah,
from our lives that had an impact on our lives are passing away.
it happens in threes.
It does. What was the third one?
Or what's his name? Cleo?
Chuck Mangione.
No, the Malcolm Jamal guy.
Oh,
Theo.
Theo. Yeah,
Yeah,
Theo.
Cleo.
Theo from the Crosbys.
Yeah, Theo. Yeah,
Cleo.
Cleo from the Thosbys.
Oh my God. Welcome back, Geoholics, episode 259.
259er.
Oh my gosh. This is gonna be a doozy. I have a feeling this one's gonna set all-time records.
I have the same feeling.
I
Yes,
mean,
yes.
the handsomeness around the table tonight, the wisdom around the table tonight,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
idiocracy or whatever that word is, idiocy. I don't know.
Idiocy. Yeah,
Idiocy.
yeah. That's your department. Yeah.
Around the table tonight. This is
Yeah.
gonna be amazing. All right. Of course, this week's episode is sponsored by MLID. Have you heard about Wingtra Ground? It's an all-in-one kit for aerial surveys. It combines all the elements of a ground control setup, GNSS receivers powered by MLID, of course, checkpoints, and the necessary tools to make it all work. It automatically connects to the Wingtra tablet, providing step-by-step setup, guidance for fast and error-free base and checkpoint setup. To find out more, go to emlid, EMLID.com. What's new, man?
Oh man, so many things.
Yeah?
So many things.
Is there anything you can talk about?
Not quite yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
but
interesting.
something big at the
Dangling a carrot to the listeners. I love that.
well, it's just professionally, it's a big thing happening at the old office. So
Cool.
been super busy. Maybe a little
Yes.
distracted because still got to go back to the grind after this. But
Mhm.
lots of good things. All 100% good things.
And you settling into the house okay?
Settling into the new house, settling into the new office. Well,
Yep.
we're not. It's a long story, but we're
Yep.
temporary settling until we permanently settle.
Yep. Still waiting on that invite to come see the new house.
You live like a bike ride away.
Are you giving me a
or
green light to just show up whenever I want?
yes,
Really?
yes.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna get to that level of relationship
What
where
if you're not there? Can I still go in and hang out?
yeah, I'll show you how to. There's like 17 different ways to get into the
All
house.
right.
So
Careful what you wish for, buddy.
I mean, there is a guest room, so I fully expect you having to use that at some point.
Might be sooner than you think.
So what's new with you?
Oh,
Good friend.
man. Yeah.
Love that shirt, by the way.
Thank you. I got it for Father's Day. It's super
Oh,
cool.
look at
New new designer that I just hired put it together for me. And yeah, thank you for noticing. I appreciate that.
You've been working out. You look kind of.
I've been working out for 2 weeks straight. As a matter of fact, I
Really?
have been focusing more on me and my well-being of late.
Good for you.
Yes.
Good for you.
Yes.
I'm proud of you.
Yes,
That is
yes.
way to prioritize
And
yourself.
I am going to get on a soapbox just for a minute here. I
Okay.
don't want to make this about me, but I do think there's an important lesson learned here.
Okay.
As some of you know, I have had a lot of unexpected loss over the last couple months,
Mhm.
including my mom that passed away like a month ago.
Mhm.
And what I've learned is everybody has their breaking point, and I reached mine. Like
Okay.
I hit rock bottom to the point where I would come home, or at the end of the day, I would curl up on the couch and I would freaking cry for an hour straight, uncontrollably. It was ridiculous. I'm like, what is happening to me? Thank God I took the initiative. I made an appointment with my naturopath, Dr. Burns. You've seen her.
Mhm.
Made an appointment with my family doctor. Saw both of them, got great input, some amazing suggestions on how to deal with grief. And my family doctor said, I've got this great grief counselor that you would definitely benefit from if you're open to talking to her. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. So she, long story short, gave me her contact information, reached out to her. She was able to get me in kind of last minute, had an amazing session with her. Point of this whole thing is not to make it about me, but make it about mental health. We talk about it a lot on the show. And this has hit home even closer than it ever has before. It took me the last month to get back to the point where I wanted to be around people and even do this show. I mean, it's been really, really hard. So my point is that if anybody listening is dealing with anything like that, grief, loss, what have you, don't try to deal with it on your own because everybody deals with this stuff in their own way, but ask for help. Go see your doctor. Get some grief counseling. It is going to make a world of difference and focus on yourself. You know, you mentioned the whole workout thing. I've I've changed a lot of things like in my life and working out on a regular basis now is one of them, you know, getting some sun on a daily basis, changing the diet, drinking a lot of water. Tonight appears to be a lot of tequila, but a lot of stuff has gone on in my life in the last couple months, and hopefully somebody can learn from that story.
Well said.
How are you, Will?
Good, man.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't
Nice-
talked to you in like 2 weeks, man. I'm like,
nice
man.
segue. Way to drop that bomb on him.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, pick it up now. I'll pick it up.
How about those Cardinals?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. Training camp, right? Yeah. How have you been, man?
No,
Busy?
good. Yeah,
Good.
yeah. Super busy. Just trying to you know, I think we all get stuck in those little ruts, you know,
Yeah.
and it's tough. You got to stack the wins up, is what I've learned. So
I like that.
It's just those little things that they stack up. And so that's what I've been focusing on.
Yeah.
You know, the little things. Sometimes you get overwhelmed.
Definitely.
Jobs get huge, you know, people depending on you. It's just all the time. It gets rough. So
Yeah.
little things, baby steps, but that's same.
Yep.
So just busy, just trying to, you know, wrestle them and keep growing.
Yeah. And recognizing those little wins, I think is so important.
Yep.
Because there's probably more losses than wins, let's face it.
That's
So even those little wins, you have to like give yourself credit for those little wins
definitely.
and not beat yourself up over all the losses.
Yep.
Do you want to let him in now? Or do we want to what do you want to do with this guy?
Let's let him in now, and then we'll pick it back up.
Well, all right.
We'll catch up with TK, and then we will do the formal
Okay.
introduction.
All right.
as
Well,
well.
cat's out of the bag. We got the Trent Keenan with us.
You
this
do know we have
evening.
video as well, so for some people they can actually see him sitting here.
That's
and we
true. I
don't
never
have
thought
to.
about that. Yeah, I thought we were like in a bubble here. but
Yeah,
apparently
we
not.
are. Yeah.
So, TK, welcome back to the Geoholics. I
Thank
have
you.
no idea how many times you've been on the show, but it's been a bunch.
It's been a few.
Been a
Yes,
few.
sir.
Been a few.
Thankfully. Yes.
And we are going to loop you in here officially here in just a couple of minutes. We're going to put you to work, as a matter of fact.
But we do appreciate you flying all the way
Yes,
here
in
to be in
studio.
studio
How
and to
freaking
hang out
cool
with
is
us.
this?
Brought some cool hats. I'm wearing one right now.
Hats and
And the purveyor of the Diamondbacks or the Diamondback Land Surveying Studio is actually in the Diamondback Land Surveying Studio.
And I even paid to come here. Had to bring my second installment.
oh my
Oh,
god,
look at
that is
that!
freaking
Oh, I
hilarious.
love that.
So funny.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah,
funny.
smell it.
Love it.
It's the smell of swag. is
Our
what
our
it is.
accountant will finally get off our back.
Yes, that guy. Oh my god, he is a freaking knee breaker.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, tell us about that song there, producer Sean.
It doesn't help that our AR guy is the nicest human on the planet.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Wait, hold on a second. Before you get to that, the song, of course, this week is sponsored by Topodot.
The song is sponsored by Topodot.
Yep. You know Topodot is the industry leader in digital twin production from point cloud data, but did you know that Topodot offers a total data governance solutions for free? Take control of your data with TopoShare, create your own data warehouse. This is groundbreaking. Share and manage access to project data and streamline your production process at the lowest possible cost, that being free. To find out more, go to topodot.com, and they're getting ready to release dates for Tuck 26.
Ooh,
Yep.
okay.
Yep. So stay tuned for more on that.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna be there again. I got a feeling we're
Done
gonna
deal.
get an invite on that one.
Yep.
Okay. Moving along. We talked about it. R.I.P. Ozzy Osbourne. That song "Flying High Again." Born John Michael Osbourne on December 3rd, 1948, in Birmingham,
You want me to take that one?
Birmingham, England. Legendary British singer, songwriter, and television personality. He rose to fame in the early 70s as the lead vocalist of the pioneering heavy metal black band. they're a regular band, Black Sabbath, which is credited with shaping the sound and style of the heavy metal genre. After leaving Black Sabbath in 1979, Osbourne launched a successful solo career. Nicknamed the Prince of Darkness, he also gained mainstream popularity through the MTV reality series The Osbournes. That was actually between 2002 and 2005, and remains a cultural icon, and was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with Black Sabbath in 2006. And was he on his own too, or?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But I don't see when. He didn't write down when he was on his own.
This is what happens when you don't prepare.
that is correct.
That's correct.
I saw him in 07. He was by himself. Well, he was with Rob Zombie, but he was.
But I think he's been. I think he's one. I think he's a dual inductee in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Is he? I'm not sure. That's a good question. Yeah, Google that. Google that real quick. So, Will, you mentioned before the show that you've got an Ozzy story.
Yes. Yeah, that's what you're saying. Right after 06, he went on his own in 07. One of my good friends from high school was in the Air Force out here at Luke. Called me up on a Wednesday night. Hey, man, I just got some tickets. Do you want to go to this show? Sure, let's go, Yeah. And we show up there. Our tickets were like nosebleed, but nobody was there. It was in the summer. You know what I mean? It was middle of the week.
Where was it?
In Glendale at the hockey arena.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And hockey, remember that part, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
So our seats suck for Rob Zombie. So we kind of meander our way. We're getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
He's done playing. The curtains come out. We go get a beer, and we're standing there, and I'm looking over, and there's curtains. At the arena, they don't have wall. There's curtains there, and I pull the curtain back, and there's a little ladder that goes up, and I look, and there's the organ. They play the organ for the hockey games.
Nice.
So I'm like, hey, Chad, we just got beers. I'm like, get over here. Come on, let's go.
Yep.
So we sneak back there, we go up, and there's a soundboard up there too. So there's a soundboard, and then there's the organ. And so he's on the organ and I'm on the soundboard, and we're looking directly over backstage. We're getting everything set up for Ozzy. And the security guards are looking at us, and I look around, there's a pencil. I shove the pencil behind my ear. There's a phone. Chad's on the phone. We're pushing buttons and shit like that. They're looking at us like, all right, we're good, And so we made it through the first half of the show. So we saw Ozzy playing, and he had a fire hose, and he's just blasting the whole crowd.
Nice.
And then Chad goes to get a beer, and when he comes back, he dips behind the curtain, and security sees him. And so he comes up there, and security's right behind him, and he hands me the beer, and I'm standing there. He's like, "What are you guys doing?" I'm like, "I'm working over here."
That's great.
It's like, you can't be working and drinking. You guys get the fuck out of here.
No way. Why is it that surveyors are so good about getting away with things by just acting like you belong? Like, I cannot tell you how many times I've gotten access to places just by acting like you belong.
Oh, yeah. It's the orange vest theory, right?
Yeah,
You have an orange vest.
Oh, yeah. You are legitimate no matter what.
Absolutely.
Start directing traffic.
Oh,
People
yeah.
just start doing whatever you tell them.
I've done it before. Yeah, I've done that before too.
Yep. That's awesome, man. Really good story.
I did confirm
yeah.
he was inducted on his own in 2024.
That's what I was just going to say. Yep.
Okay, right on. And he just played a show like 2 weeks ago, right?
I think it was the final
Like Black Sabbath.
tour. Yeah.
In England.
It was in England.
That's cool.
You think he it's one of those things, like, do you think he knew like the end was very near and he's like, last hurrah, let's do it?
I have no idea. I mean,
Crazy.
The way he addressed the
Legend,
crowd,
though.
it kind of, you just never know. But
Yeah.
well, he may have known it was the last.
yeah, it's the very last show.
Sure.
Maybe not the timing of him.
Maybe
passing.
not the last
Yeah, right.
thing he ever did. But anyways,
Let's move on.
Let's move on. What is going on? Let's
It's similar to I got to tell another quick story because Hulk Hogan passed away, and we have a weekly manager meeting, and we have like 20 people on the call, and it's 30, just to catch up with all the different departments and groups. And first thing, bless her heart, but the first thing, Marissa is a person that she kind of opens the meeting this week, and she's like, "All right, so we just found out Hulk Hogan died, so let's kick this meeting off." And you just immediately just brought the whole entire everything's like, okay, here we go. But let's liven it up a little bit.
Do that.
Yeah, let's talk about the better side of life.
Yes. I think we're going to have Trent read this, but he doesn't have it in front of him. So I'm going to read it.
No, I want Trent to. He can
Ad lib it.
Yeah,
Oh,
he can
he's
ad
gonna
lib it.
ad-lib
He's
it.
going to
All
ad
right,
lib
let's
it.
do
We
that.
are in the Diamondback Land Surveying studio. We have Mr. Diamondback Land
Yes.
Surveying with us in studio. Let's let him tell
Give
us a
your
little bit
30
about.
second,
Yeah, what's your elevator
EBLS
speech? You've never met us before. What's the deal with Diamondback Land Surveying?
Yeah.
I heard they're good.
I hear the same
Allegedly.
thing.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
I'll second that.
As good as this
The
tequila.
allegedly part. So we started June 1st, 2008. Started with me
That's
and
the worst possible time.
yeah. Started with a desk in the master bedroom, and
Crazy.
as of today, we're 38 staff with 11
Wow.
LSs and like 10 CSTs and 2 LSIs. So
Good
it's
for you.
That
very,
is, and those are
very, very-
amazing
absolutely,
numbers.
absolutely.
You know,
Yep.
that's something to really be proud of.
It is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, definitely proud of it. I think the script says something about residential, public works, and all
Yep,
kinds of
does
different
say
things,
stuff
right?
like
There's
that.
something about
We do.
cutting edge equipment.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
That
Hey, did you guys get
cost
a
a lot of money.
What did you get a Navis?
I haven't got the Navis yet. I'm
Yep, I
still
know you were
working on
looking
it.
at it.
I'm still
You were
working on
looking
it.
at
I'm
it,
gonna
yep.
I'll pull the trigger. I'm as we talked about earlier. I'm waiting cash flow.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a thing, right? That is a thing.
But very, very appreciative to help support anything within the industry, especially Geoholics has been for many years now, and so
Yep.
I love being a part of anything that we can do to promote the
Yeah.
profession. So
I think Trent was our first PLS sponsor, probably
Oh yeah,
from day
100%.
one.
Yeah.
Day one.
Actually, when
Yeah.
we went to having multiple gold sponsors or whatever we're calling them, we actually talked to TK first to make
Right,
sure
yeah.
he was okay with it.
yeah,
Yes.
that's right.
Yes.
Your
Exactly.
your first studio, I mean,
Yeah.
a broom closet or whatever it
Yeah.
was. I remember that.
Yep.
Mhm.
And Trent, I was in there hanging out, and Trent showed up, and we're like, "All right, we can't all be in here. Bye, Will."
We've exceeded the fire restriction for how many people.
We only had 3 microphones.
Yeah, exactly.
None of them matched. I mean, it was, hey, we didn't have a budget back in those days.
That's right.
But no, Trent, all seriousness, thank
Yeah,
you for
of
everything you
course.
do for the industry, of course. Thank you for everything you've
Mhm.
done for the Geoholics.
Mhm.
None of this would be possible without you. I'm sure you hear that all the time, but we mean it when we say that.
No.
We absolutely
1000%.
I appreciate it.
1000%.
Sincerely,
And I'm sure we're gonna have a big group hug by the end of this, but that was our first like mini group hug. Next up, we got the Esri Weekly Pro Tip. Esri is advancing the power of geography for business, government, and society by making the world's most powerful GIS software. Who knows? Maybe next year we might actually get invited to the Esri Users Conference, which just happened the last week or so in San Diego.
Yeah, and the FOMO is still
Guys,
strong over there,
I
isn't
see
it?
people posting. I'm like, we're this close to being invited. What is going on?
I know.
Next year's the year, from what we're told.
Okay, all right, I'm ready.
Find out more at Esri.com.
We'll plan our vacations accordingly.
There we go. Yeah, it will work out perfect for us. Okay, what do you got? This is a good one this week.
Yeah, I'm a little confused about what you got here, but I'm going to
So
roll
these
with it.
are all Ozzy Osbourne quotes.
Oh, I thought we were going to save that to the end.
No, right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All Ozzy Osbourne quotes.
with accent or without accent?
Oh,
I
that,
don't know if you heard me. I don't know if you heard me read the last thing, but it's was pretty rough. I don't know if we can mix an accent in
he
there.
called him a black man.
A black band. Here we go. Ozzy on moderation. I can't do anything in moderation.
Love it.
On his audience. I have a genuine love affair with my audience. When I'm on stage, they're not privileged to see me. It's a privilege for me to see them.
Yeah.
On life's lessons, you got to be really careful what you bite off. Don't bite off more than you can chew. It's a dangerous world. Just a
True.
little context there.
This guy is full of wisdom.
I was thinking the guy that bit the head off a bat on
Yeah.
stage, but that's funny.
Yeah.
On his experience with addiction. A life of booze, drugs, and unprotected sex is only going to fuck you up. I mean, look at me.
Dude, who knew you and Ozzy had so much in common?
Right? I knew we were kindred spirits. And the last one, on the world's problems. Hating people isn't a productive way of living. So what's the point in hating anyone? There's enough hate in the world as it is, without me adding to it.
Hey, he was a good man.
Was he a surveyor?
Maybe.
I mean, he does check a lot of surveyor boxes, right?
Oh my god. Anyways, Ozzy Legend, rest in peace, man. Next up, GeoSearch Career Corner, looking to hire top talent in the geosciences. GeoSearch has you covered with a free job posting just for Geoholics listeners.
That's
If
right.
you guys aren't taking advantage of this, it's silly that you're not doing so.
Y'all get a free posting, so you know.
Why would you not use
Yeah.
it? As a full service recruiting company, they specialize in connecting top professionals with the right opportunities.
That's correct. With their ad posting service, your job listing reaches nearly 34,000 engaged LinkedIn professionals, maximizing exposure to qualified candidates. Don't miss this chance to build your dream. To claim your complimentary job post, email Liz, Liz, at geosearch.com today. And as always, happy mapping.
All right.
Still corny.
Still
Still got to
stupid.
do it.
I still look forward to it every week.
Absolutely.
Next up, the GeoNet count of the week. By setting up a GeoNet satellite reference station, GeoNet miners not only earn passive crypto income, but also empower critical sectors to function in the real world with precision navigation, including artificial intelligent robots, drones, autonomous vehicles, augmented reality, and the metaverse. We haven't heard the metaverse in a while.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other
What
day.
am I going to do? I owned your house in the metaverse. Now
Yeah.
you sold it.
That's apparently you got some paperwork to deal with.
Apparently I do.
That's correct. The current count, 18,620 satellite miners, up from 18,467 last week. Over 4,500 cities, 147 countries. Find out more, geonet.com. That's GEODNET.com. Be sure to click on the Find a Hex tab to see if you can put one on your home or business and start making money. Kent, I ask you every week, is it still in the box behind us in the studio, or did you actually move it somewhere?
It is in the box right over here. But
Same place.
Geoholics own 2 of those 18,620 miners.
That's correct. And they
That's
have not
step one.
moved since, but you do realize they're not miners if they're in the box in the studio.
They're sleepers.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
they're not
All right.
doing anything.
We need to do
They're
something
not
about
making
that show.
you or us or anyone any money, but we gave them money. So
We're in this together though.
Okay.
Because one of these is for Carrie Faber.
It is.
Yep. So we
You know what? This could be. It could be a good Chicago Bob exercise.
I think it might be, because I will not get up on a ladder. He will.
Right.
To install that damn thing. GeoNet and BetOff have teamed up to provide an amazing offer for $999.99. You can get a GeoNet RTK service for 5 years. To find out more about this one, go to bad-health.com/GeoNet. GeoNet is crushing it. They were at Esri user conference.
Of course they were.
Oh, so jealous.
Hmm.
Yeah, those guys are killing it. So if you have not looked into GeoNet, do yourself a favor and go to geonet.com.
Why don't you get our guest in here?
Let's freaking do this. Trimble is, of course, responsible for our guest this evening. Dedicated to big thinking innovation, together with their worldwide distributor partners, the Trimble Geospatial team is working with current and future generations of surveyors for a more sustainable future. Okay. To find out more, go to geospatial.trimble.com. Of course, we've got the Trent Keenan with us this evening. We are so looking forward to this conversation. I mean, my goodness, like I said, I don't know. Have you been on 5 times?
This might be the fifth.
Sean,
I don't know.
you
It's
know
hard
what?
to say.
We need to add budget next year for the 5-time jackets we were talking about.
No, it's the 5-timer pajamas.
Or the pajamas. That's right. That's right. You say pajamas, I say jackets. So anyways, Trent, little did some people listening, if you don't know this already, you've been living under a rock. Born in Omaha, Nebraska, has lived in Las Vegas since 11?
Since I was 11, yep, 1987.
Wow. But education, he attended Arizona Tech College.
Yep. Right by MCC at Southern and Dobson.
I'm assuming, is it still here?
No. No.
Did they have a mascot?
No.
No.
It was just an AutoCAD school.
Oh, it's an AutoCAD school.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
On DOS 10.
Hobbies include photography,
DOS 10.
running half marathons. How many are you up to?
74 in 77 months.
74
in 77 months. Yeah.
So the math, in my opinion, is why didn't you just do 37 full marathons?
I'm working on it.
It would have saved you some travel expense.
I'm working on it. I have my goal. There was never a goal, but now the goal is 100 before I turn 50, which is next June. So now I have 11 months to do 26.
Oh my gosh.
I got to get moving.
Dang, that's crazy.
I don't know if I'll get there.
So
but
are you like, are you competitive internally, like always trying to beat your time, or are you just kind of doing it
I
to
used to be
used to be? Yeah.
when I was younger.
Mm.
When I started this thing,
Gotcha.
I always wanted to
gotcha.
beat my time, but now it's I
More
don't want to.
about
I don't want to die, and I just want to finish.
finish without
That's
dying.
awesome.
Yes. So on that
Good
on that
goal. Good
on that
goal.
same note, I just ran San Diego June, like the first weekend of June,
Nice.
and it was mile 10 to mile 13. It looked like it was a war, something out of a war scene, because there was
No
nothing but
way.
ambulances staged at the whole time. It was 71 degrees, but it was like 71% humidity, and
Oh wow.
they were just dropping like flies
Really?
from mile
Holy
10 to mile
crap.
13. And so I just pretty much was like, I'm going to slow down and I'm just going to finish this. I'm like, I'm not going to be one of those people getting put in one of those
Yeah.
ambulances. It was wild. I never seen anything like it on any of the runs I've ever done. So
Unbelievable.
I know
Are you still biking?
a little bit. Yeah.
A little bit.
Do more hiking than biking at the moment. I just don't, if I want to go biking, it's a 4 to 5 hour thing. And I just don't have 4 to 5 hours to carve out anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Who does,
Yeah.
right? Golfing. How's the golf game?
Golf is good. I
Are you working on anything in particular right now?
No, never.
No.
Just hitting the ball. But the other day I went to Colorado and I had a beautiful clean round, and I was about to shoot a 77, and I triple bogeyed
Ooh.
18 with a penalty, and I shot an 80.
Ouch. Penalty. What kind of penalty?
Been there.
Pulled it left into the junk.
Oh,
Yeah. Penalty is in.
Yeah. and then just hit a hybrid, just trying to bang it up there. Caught a tree limb, knocked it down.
yeah.
Yeah.
See,
It was a mess.
when I play a penalty is typically like if I double hit it or something. That's
Or-
That's not even
or-
a penalty
or
anymore.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
It's not.
Or completely miss it.
Yeah.
yeah, complete miss. If
So,
that could happen.
no, it was great. It was great.
Good for you. How are the calves? Remember, Big Shoots was infatuated with your calves.
They're
He's like,
still there.
Trent's got calves the size of my thighs.
Yeah.
He really does.
They're
He
still
does.
there.
Yes.
Thankfully, they're still there.
Well, you can't run a half marathon every 2 weeks without massive thighs.
Right.
No,
And calves.
And calves.
Yeah.
Sorry, and
Yeah,
calves.
yeah. Definitely. No doubt about it. Of course, owner of Diamondback Land Surveying. We've kind of talked about that already. What would you say are your top 2 career highlights?
Top 2 career highlights. Super Bowl Sunday of 2010. We go out to do a job in the Severe Lake dry lake bed in Utah, and
Okay.
it was a sub through the BLM of Utah, and it was setting 482 BLM monuments through a dry lake bed that was not dry.
Oh,
And it
geez.
took the first day we took razors out there and buried them up to the frame in the first quarter mile into the dry lake bed, and that was pretty much the end of the day. Fortunately, our client was he was a big miner, and so he was like really into logistics, and he had already had airboats on standby, and he had a helicopter on standby, and so the helicopter was there the next morning. So then we pretty much surveyed out of the helicopter and the airboats for the next. We finished the whole entire thing. We finished it in 10 days, and I finished the field notes a total in 18 days.
Holy crap.
It was crazy. So
400 and how many
482 BLM
monuments
monuments
had to be set?
Yep. Yeah. And they were so it was basically it was a 3.5 inch aluminum cap, and then
Yeah.
it was on just 1/2 inch steel rods.
Okay.
And so we had to do them to refusal, but sometimes it was 15, 18 feet down
Yeah.
to refusal. And so
Yeah.
surveying out of the helicopter, that's definitely number one.
That is awesome.
That's number
Have
one.
you done that, Will?
Yeah.
Negative.
Yeah.
No,
Not
not on a
yet. Not
helicopter?
yet. Not yet.
Have you
Yeah.
surveyed on horseback?
Not yet. Bucket list.
Complete opposite of a
list.
helicopter, obviously.
Yeah.
Still awesome.
Yeah.
Still awesome.
Exactly. I would say the second one would be like when I was working for the power company and just doing like major,
Cool stuff.
50, 75 mile long power lines and stuff like that.
So awesome. So
Yep.
awesome.
Can you take a step back? I don't think I've ever heard the story of, maybe we have, but why you decided to go to a Arizona Tech College and get your CAD.
Yeah.
Why? Where did that start?
Yep.
Because I know you're big into get kids with survey, and
Yeah.
and I'm sure your story kind of can relate.
Yeah, pretty much similar. So in high school, same type of thing. Just saw a bunch of surveyors walk out to the intersection. A few weeks
You're like,
later,
what are those idiots doing?
yeah, what is that? A few weeks later, I was in drafting class. So it was mechanical drafting at, in high school in those days. And so recruiter
Wait, was that mechanical? Like you were actually using
yeah.
the pen and
pencil.
and,
Yeah.
Leroy, is that called a Leroy?
Right. Before it was after the Leroy days.
Oh, okay. See, for me, it was before Leroy.
Yeah, exactly. So
BL.
yeah. And so it was just the drafting class, and recruiter comes in from this, it was called Aztec at the time. And, said engineers use it, surveyors use it, architects use it, those kind of things. And so there was that surveyor word. And so I'm epitome of one of those that the career finds you. And that was it. So yeah. And then I came down here and I just knew I wanted to kind of get into surveying somehow, some way.
Yeah.
But how old were you when you were going there?
Right out of high school. So
Crazy.
yeah, I graduated in June. So I turned 18 in June, and I was 18.
You went to high school here?
Nope. I graduated high school in Las Vegas and moved down here.
Oh wow!
Right.
So you moved
Where
down
did you
here.
live?
September of '94.
Where'd you live here?
It was at University in Dobson.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in apartments. And so it was a 2-bedroom apartment with basically 4 of us in an apartment, 2 twin beds, and it was,
How was the hood before the hood was the hood?
Yeah.
I'm
It was fine.
And I'm sure those were the days. Like I'm
Mhm.
sure that's like when you look back, that was like one of the best periods of your life.
Oh
Like,
yeah, of
you were like,
course. Yeah, no, it was great.
Worries, you're having fun.
Yep. Yeah.
So cool.
I didn't even drink back then though. So I didn't even start drinking until 5 years ago, but
Wow, you got a lot catching up to do.
I do.
Yeah, really.
I do.
Well, it's a good thing it's tequila. It's National
It is
Tequila
National
Day.
Tequila Day.
So you make up some ground today.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
All right. So on that note, we got some questions here.
Yep.
We're not going to get through all of them, but these
No,
are
yeah.
thanks to ChatGPT, we got some really good questions here. So you have established yourself as a leader and an advocate for the surveying profession, right? What was the pivotal moment for you that pushed you to be a voice of the profession?
I would say it was twofold. One, it started locally as far as like the state of Nevada. And so we went to the 4-year degree requirement. It was going to go into effect July 1st of 2010. And so it was a matter of trying to get as many Nevadans through the degree and get licensed before the degree. And so I had gotten licensed in my first license in 2004. And I created a study group, and we did it for a couple of years, and it was 2 16-week sessions. And I had a same type of thing almost that I kind of do with the Mentoring Mondays thing. It was a PS track and a FS track, and had guest speakers come in and go through the whole thing. And it was really about just trying to get people licensed as fast as I could. Yeah. Like a little bit of humming. Yeah.
Ice maker.
Oh, the ice maker. I love it.
Freaking ice maker. It's already a thorn in
TikTok
my
shot.
side.
TikTok shot.
So
Hey,
that
but
started
you're enjoying
locally.
those.
Yes,
ice
he
ba-
is.
the
But
ice
they're already
cubes,
melted
so-
though.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it was twofold. So it started in Nevada and did the whole thing, and then the degree requirement kicked in, and then there was no need for that anymore. And I just donated my time. It was the same type of thing. It was a Tuesday night. People came in and did the whole thing, and so that part worked. And then the demand left in 2010, and then all of a sudden, my daughter goes to college, started an OIT in 2019, and watching how fast that they were teaching the students to go through and just learn simple things. And it was accelerated really fast to try to learn a bunch of stuff. Right. And so I just kind of realized then, and then believe it or not, fast forward to January of 2020, I'm driving. I had built a uh, augmented reality sandbox. So I built a couple of
yeah.
them. I built
Yeah,
a
yeah.
couple of them. And so I was taking one of them to Reno. And that was my daughter's capstone project in high school.
Oh.
And she graduated from a CTE, Career Technical
Oh, yeah.
Education high school. And so her capstone, we built these. And so I built one for Southern Nevada and built one for Northern Nevada up in Reno. And so I was driving it up there, listening to the podcast. That's when I found the podcast. And that's when I found Elaine and the Get Kids thing, and then and realized at that point. And so this would have been January of 2020. And so I was 43. And then I realized at that point, I'm no longer a young surveyor, or like a young surveyor, which I really felt like I was still just a kid in the profession.
Yeah.
Right. And
Sucks when you hit that realization that you're not the young guy anymore.
Yeah, exactly. That's really when it changed. And then so it was kind of
That's awesome.
twofold. Yeah, it was twofold. So Heather going to college, really seeing how that thing, of course, the pandemic hit. And then just kind of going through that whole thing of like seeing how, and then becoming the editor of the Nevada Traverse. And my whole thing was to write that article about, we always heard the average age was 59, 60, 61, whatever the age was. And so that's when I reached out to all the licensing boards and all the universities to really get a good feel of where the profession was. And that's really when it kind of flipped. It was like, oh snap, we're like, we're in
What?
some trouble.
That article,
Yeah.
when was that? When was
It was I published it. It would have been like November, December of 2020. So it's already.
That's
I'm
crazy.
gonna reach out again right now so
Yeah.
that I can do an update now 5 years later and really kind of see.
So that was like a year after the podcast started.
Yeah.
That you like
Mhm.
that switch got flipped and you were
Mhm.
just
did-
like, "Shh."
How did that happen? Like, did they reach out to you, or did you reach out to them?
I
to
reached
write-
out to them.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I know a lot of surveyors that have good stories and they would make great articles, but they're never kind of get that opportunity or whatever. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you got it. You're just
Yeah.
saying you got to go do it yourself.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got
yeah.
to be the one that goes
Yep.
out there and
I did it. Yep.
so
Yeah,
that's good advice. I mean,
And one thing about you, Trent, that I have come to know is that you don't do anything half-ass. Like when you set your mind on something,
Oh,
like
yeah.
when that switch got flipped, little did people know that that was going to change the freaking industry
No, I know.
because you have been such an influencer, right? To use a
Yeah.
cool
Well,
word,
I think that's okay.
for the last 5 years. That's incredible.
Bringing awareness. Yeah. Just total
It's
awareness of,
incredible. Yeah.
and we're not even to the worst part yet. Like the worst part's coming in another 5 years. And so that's going to be the crazy stuff when we hit the cliff and the major, so again, 34,000 licensed surveyors, 15,000 of them are over the age of 61. Like we're in a world of shit in 5 years.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you've ever
So,
heard
I'm not
Trent
there yet.
give a talk about the numbers, this guy,
Oh
has-
God, yeah.
and
That's
it's not
stupid.
new. You
He's-
see,
yeah.
like we see articles at YSN, we're like, look at this. They're like, oh, Trent wrote that like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
But holy shit, look at all these
Yeah.
numbers. Look at all this data that we
Mhm.
can use.
Oh, yeah.
And
Guy doesn't mess around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Does not mess around.
yeah.
So we talk about mentoring a lot on the
Yeah.
show. Who are your mentors?
I had a couple of really good ones, and unfortunately, they both passed away. My early ones. I started with a super small firm. It was and Will knows him, Kerry Greiner. He owned the original Diamondback Land Surveying in Las Cruces, New Mexico. And when I got ready to start my business, he had already sold it and went to go work for somebody. So I asked him if I could have his name since he was no longer using it. And so that's how the
Interesting.
name came about.
Dude, that is so cool. So
Yeah.
it's like to honor your mentor.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
carry
Yeah.
that name on.
Yep.
Yeah.
How did that happen? How did that job? How did you end up in New Mexico?
College girlfriend. College girlfriend and my oldest daughter. So I had a baby during college, and so while living here, and then we ended up. She was from Las Cruces, and so I moved back to Las Cruces with her, and then started my first job. Working for them was $5.25 an hour in October 9th of 1995. So my 30th anniversary is coming up here in a couple months.
That's crazy.
That was
Yeah.
Kerry.
Yeah.
How did he find you? How did you find him?
Knocking on doors, right?
How did you know?
Submitting
Will?
resume.
So
He's just like a legend or what?
well, no, when I was going to
He's a legend for New Mexico State.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah, he
Yeah.
would come to New Mexico
Yeah.
State. I was in the survey engineering program, and he would come and talk about real world stuff. Like we had an engineering 101 class, and he would come in there and just say, like, I know all you guys are here because you think you're going to own your own business one day. Well, let me tell you something.
Mm.
And he'd start laying out the facts. He'd say, and I remember he said, if you don't have enough money to survive for 1 year without a paycheck, don't even think about trying to start a business. And he had all these and it was a guy that you could just go up and talk to afterwards.
Yeah.
He volunteered so much, you could have a beer with him
So cool.
afterwards.
Yeah.
And just one of those guys, so
It's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. And then the other one was working with, so it was three of us. Well, actually 4 of us. It was Carrie, his girlfriend at the time, married Jean, and then Roxanne Nimmer was the other
Oh,
LS.
Roxanne.
Yeah. Yep.
I had no idea there was
Yeah.
a tie to you and Roxanne.
Yeah. There's a tie there too.
Dang.
Yeah. Well, serving small, right?
So crazy.
Serving
Not that
super
many
small.
of them, and
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
that many of them less than 61.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. So yeah, so all of that came into play. So those are like early on mentors, having Carrie's kind of work ethic and those kind of things, and then getting involved in the late 90s when it was all about the research and the history and going to the courthouses. That stuff is what really sucks you in. And then and then there's mentors. When I was younger, I went to go work for the power company, and I was 20 years old when I went to work for the power company. So you have just even non-LSs, right? There's just kind of older staff members that have really been mentors along the way, even outside of the LS thing. I mean, there was so many influential people, like when I was 20 years old, right? Getting into a big corporation at that point. So it was fun. I want to go back to one thing when Carrie, so I just, last week I was at the Nevada ACT conference, so Career Technical Education Counselors Conference in Nevada. They had a guest speaker, and to Will's point, they Gen Zs moving forward, 84% of Gen Zs want to start their own business. FYI.
Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting.
I believe it.
So
I believe
they
it.
want to have the job security. They want to have the ability to do whatever they want whenever they can.
Yep.
Those kind of
Do
things.
they realize job security is
Yeah.
not a thing when you own
I
your
know.
own business?
I know.
Did they realize
Yeah.
that benefits are also a thing? And
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
Not when you're young.
So
yeah,
I
yeah,
suppose.
I just wanted to throw that out there because we talked about
Yeah.
20
that's a crazy stat.
It
Mhm.
is.
Oh,
Mhm.
It is. It is.
interesting.
It's huge. Yeah, huge step.
You can see
Wow.
it too. You can see it play out in everyday life. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah. So Trent, I'm curious. You've met a lot of surveyors, probably more than anybody across the country.
Outside of the
And
Geoholics.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Agreed.
Are there like, and I don't know, I don't know. This is a weird question, I suppose, but of like, is there anybody out there right now that you're like, I would love to either be or have been mentored by that person?
Yeah, I mean, I would say there's a lot. And I guess it's kind of twofold, right? So love to sit behind, the late Steve Parrish when it comes to BLM things, right?
Yeah.
Sit behind Gary Kent when you're dealing your ALTAs,
Yep.
and he's such a wealth of knowledge that I mean, I love that he's so open that we shoot him emails all the time and just be like, hey, certain things, and total, completely responds.
Yeah.
Um,
Very accessible.
I enjoy, we did the Wisdom Wednesdays with Lucas, and so there's so many of those guys,
Yeah.
like some of the big names, of course.
Yep.
I would love to have, for me personally, I love the West and I love the BLM stuff, so I would love Parrish, Kent, I think,
Yep.
and then from the law and the law aspect of it, I
Yep.
love Lucas's perspective sometimes. I mean, he can definitely be out there, but
makes you
I
think.
I love those three.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
mean, you put those three together in a
Icons,
room. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Icons.
Exactly.
Those
So,
three and Trent on Mount Rushmore, Mount Survey Board.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Before we move on, so Diamondback Land Surveying, a lot of challenges. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously,
it's
you
a-
started it at the most challenging time possible,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
What was your biggest lesson learned to date as being a business owner?
At the moment, I would say the biggest lesson, we had so much fun and we had more money, we had more things when we hovered around that 15 to 18 mark.
Mm.
So that would be the sweet spot.
Interesting.
And then you can even take that farther where 98% of the businesses in the United States are less than 3 million. The average is like 1.2 million for most businesses in the United States.
And
And it
that's
comes
annual revenue, right?
Yeah, annual revenue. And it comes down to basically, because it comes down to the amount of head per revenue, right? Like
Mhm.
you can only manage 10, 12, 15 people. And so that's why most businesses are 1.2 or less than 3 million in those
Mhm.
aspects of it.
Because that's what really one person
Yeah, can manage.
realistically manage.
Absolutely. 100%. Um, I always wanted to, I really didn't have, I mean, I really wanted to kind of have pockets. So I wanted to have like different, Salt Lake and Phoenix and Vegas and SoCal and all these things, but I wanted them all to be like 10 or 15 person firms. So
Yep.
that, one of those type of things, but,
Yep.
it's really morphed into, at this point, like I said, now we're 38 staff,
Yep.
11 LSs,
Yeah.
10 CSTs. Like we're really big on like trying to grow.
Yep.
And
grow the
what do you
profession.
think is driving that growth? Is it pure demand? I mean,
Ours is, yeah.
it's hard to find a good surveyor in most towns, and especially in Las Vegas.
And that's where that needs to change. That mentality has to change a little bit. We wouldn't be as big as we are when we wouldn't have the talent that we have if we didn't allow the remote workers. And so
Yeah.
there's a
Definitely.
big
Huge.
pool
Yep.
out there when it comes to, especially from the LS's standpoint or your office and your drafting and those kind of things, right? The office side of it.
What is the mix like of those 38? How many do you have in the office compared to?
So based out of Las Vegas is 30 and we have eight
Okay.
out.
Eight remote.
So yeah, 8
Yep.
remotes. So I mean,
Yep.
it's not huge, but again, it opens your talent pool to allow so much more
For sure.
diversity.
And do you see that? Where do you see the trend going? Do you see more people wanting to be remote or more people wanting to be local? I was asking him, not you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'll ask you next.
I think it's twofold. Yeah. I mean, some guys, we have 3 that are in Colorado. And so it's like, hey, you 3 get together on Thursday and meet for lunch and, those kind of things and get
Yeah.
together and have that camaraderie and those kind of things. Right. So
Because you
need
still
the camaraderie.
that. You still
Yeah.
need something, because
Yep.
you can't
Agree.
have the hermits that
Correct.
never leave their basement.
Yep.
That
Agreed.
doesn't work either.
Yep. And then the flip side to that, like anything that we do, obviously we do a lot of things with the families, whether it's, baseball games, suites and water parks and those kind of things.
Yeah, you do
we
a great
invite,
job with that,
we
yeah.
invite all of them in and pay for them and pay for the rooms and the hotels and those kind of things and keep that camaraderie together. So that's the other thing. It's going to cost you money to have remote employees, but also to keep them engaged. You got to bring them in for those outside activities.
And it's almost like something you factor into the
Yeah.
cost of an employee,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
But
No
those are-
different. It's no different than the benefit, right?
Those
Benefit
are
package, those
sure.
kind of things. Yep.
those
Totally
are
agree.
those
Yep.
are soldiers, right? Those are well trained people that
Absolutely.
know how to work, right?
You-
Absolutely.
You're
yes.
making a lot of noise about that. Did you have some thoughts on that
No,
question?
I had gas.
Oh,
So-
okay. Okay. It is
And I-
because you are that same model, right? I mean, you're
Yeah, we're definitely we have a lot of remote people. There's, especially in my region, California, I have no doubt about it. I mean, we have people in Northern California, Southern California, Arizona. We're spread out. It's all the California region. But at the same time, I think that generation, that younger generation, wants to feel a part of something and wants to have at least the ability to go into an office type setting and have interaction with people. I can talk about one of my clients, Arivon. They're, an energy company here in Scottsdale. And I was at their office not that long ago, and the energy inside that office was ridiculous. It was all
Yeah.
younger people,
Yeah.
right? And they're all like collaborating over here in the conference room on this project and here and here. It's like, it was incredible. It's like, I want to be a part of something like that, So I think that there is some value in, especially for the younger generation, in allowing them the at least option to have a place to go to and feel that community.
We did at the conference. We do conference roundtables all the time with our, survey conferences and those kind of things. And so one of the ones that comes up was flex hours. You
Flex
can
hours. Yep.
work anytime between 6 a.m. and
Sure.
6 p.m. Just get your hours in,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Professional responsibility
Yep.
and courtesy.
Yep. 2
Yep.
days on, 3 days off, into
Yep.
the office type of thing. So, there's those hybrids, there's those flex hours, there's all of that is
Yep.
what's playing into the Gen Zs at this point.
Yeah.
So
It's like the standard 8-hour workday.
doesn't exist. Yeah.
That doesn't exist
Yep.
anymore.
Yep.
It's just hard.
It's different.
Yeah,
It's just different.
But like the most fundamental blocks you learn right out of school going into a real job is from somebody sitting over your shoulder at your cube,
Mhm.
telling you, kind of
Mhm.
showing you.
Yep.
Once you get, like you're saying, once you get up and you're a soldier, rock and roll, you can work for wherever you want.
Yeah.
But it's like, for me, I've had struggles trying to, train somebody
Sure.
on a computer when I'm like, God damn it, if you were here, I could show you in 2 seconds how to do the command on my
Yes.
keyboard.
You're exactly
But
right.
I'm trying
Will.
to show you over the phone on, and it just,
The
it's
mentoring
tough.
is hard.
It is. It's
Being
hard to
remote.
Yep.
Yeah.
That part is.
Yeah.
Yep.
definitely.
Zoom
No
and screen share.
I- yeah.
That's changing it, but the keyboard aspect of it.
Oh, yeah.
But that's with us with the DOS format
Mhm.
style, right? So
Right.
it's still keyboards rather than you could do screen share and you can do Zoom if you still did icons, right?
Yep.
If you clicked and did icons instead
Right.
of DOS commands.
Definitely.
or you get that
Hey.
camera that is
Yeah, you can do that too.
here, but then at that point,
Yeah.
It's just
drive your ass into the office and
I used to have
let's knock this
I
out.
used to have like
And-
this little
hybrid,
mesh
obviously.
yo-yo thing on my cube to
Yeah.
the guy that trained me. And when I would get stuck, I would
That's
just
awesome.
throw the ball over.
Ah,
And he
that's
was
so
he was a
cool.
Mormon kid. He couldn't cuss or anything, right? But
Yeah.
he loved Snoop and he loved the Snoop language.
ah.
So he would call me Wee Wizzle. He would be like, "What up,
Wee-
Wee Wizzle? What's up, dude?" You're like,
Dude, you always provide us new nicknames. for
I
me.
know.
I
That's
love that.
awesome.
Yeah, you
I
really
love
shouldn't
that.
have said
so
that.
I would like
Wee Whizzle.
Yeah, we would have like this instant message you could do from cube to cube, and I'd get
Oh
stuck
my
and I'd throw the
God.
ball over, but he'd be with his headphones on working, and I'd send him a message. I'd be like, "Yo, Jay Prizzle, Wee Wizzle needs some help."
That's great.
And
I'm
he'd come
cha-
right over. He'd come right over and help me out, man.
I'm
It's
changing my
awesome.
contact on my phone to Wee Wizzle.
Done.
There's so many good ones for Will. Hey, before we move on, producer Sean,
Yes, sir.
you know how we've talked about doing a 3-hour podcast before?
You think this could be it?
Like that was like one of my goals is to do a 3-hour podcast.
I mean,
Tonight
we
could
can
be
do
the
it.
night.
We can do it. Just no
Tonight
one will
could be the
listen
night.
to hour 2 and 3.
You don't know. With this panel of people, they absolutely will. All right.
Oh, shizzle.
Oh, shizzle. We
I
whizzle.
board the plane in 2 hours, or I can change my flight.
All right, we got an hour. All
I
right,
got a
guess
guest room. Oh,
what?
sweet.
Yeah,
No,
that's right.
Sean's got a guest room
That's right.
I do. I do. I do.
and a fully stocked bar, from what I understand.
Oh,
all right,
let's go.
so let's talk about some of the stuff we've been talking about for 5 years.
Sure.
You know, there's a struggle attracting young professionals to the survey profession. What do you think is like the single biggest barrier that is preventing the next generation from entering the survey field?
Biggest barrier one is lack of awareness, right? I mean, that's between high school students and public, even the parents, right? Counselors. That's why we're really big on going to the school counselors conferences, whether
love
it's
that.
CTE, FFA.
Yep.
We're hitting all of the national ones as well, and then trying to get states to attend their local ones as well. So, a counselor can't tell a student about a career if they don't know about it, right? And so
Yep.
that's one of them. The barriers, and now, I mean, would be some of the field work and the challenges of the field work. I think we can attract a lot of students from the office and the CAD side, but it's the field aspect of it that I think we're missing a little bit because of the challenges in the field.
Well, we'll elaborate on that a little.
Yeah.
Are the kids scared to go in the field? Is that what it is, or is it?
No, I think it's the work
I don't-
environment.
Is
Yeah,
it
it's
the
work environment.
Is it harder to convince younger people to work outside? Is that what it is?
I think
or?
yeah, because they haven't done it really. I mean, most of them haven't had to, outside of little league or little league softball and little league baseball or soccer or something like that. They're really not outside doors. They're only outside for a few hours.
Well, I always thought that part of the spiel was,
It
well,
is.
if you're not one of those people that can sit in an office all day,
That's
this
what we
could
try.
be a career for you.
Yeah.
So it seems like there's a pool out there,
Mhm.
but I
It's
guess it
just
goes
smaller.
back to it
Yeah.
goes back to awareness and
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you know about it and
And I think honestly, I feel if you're an engineer, you're an architect, you're a lawyer, you have a path. And it's national path. Like it's the same pretty much in all states.
I'm all of those things. By
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course surveying has 50 different rules to 50 different to get licensed in
Dude,
50
that's
different
the
states.
thing I was going to bring up.
I know.
That's the thing I was going to
It's
bring up.
frustrating. And
Yes.
so it's frustrating. Will we change the rules? We haven't changed the rules in 100 years, and it's going to be, could be another 100 years before we can get the licensing boards to change the rules again. But we'll get there. And I think that at this point now, the biggest push that we have is, and it's all trades. It's electricians, it's plumbers, it's surveyors, it's anything. Not saying the surveying is a trade.
No,
so I
love it. No,
I didn't want to go there.
I love that you said that.
I know.
I love that you said
But
because you said profession several times.
I
that.
know.
No, it's
But we've
It-
had that
it
conversation
rides the
before.
fence.
It
Surveying
does.
rides the fence. It depends on the state.
It
I
truly
look
does.
I look at Arizona where there's no education requirement.
Yeah.
There's no continuing education requirement.
Right.
Right. It's a trade in Arizona.
Sure.
But then there's other states where there's a 4-year degree requirement.
Yeah.
It's a profession.
But that's how
Right?
that's how you've decided to make
Make the path. Yeah, where the
it's
line
like
is. Yeah.
where the line is. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, if there is a 4-year degree requirement, then that differentiates between the two. I don't think so.
It was a difference for me from moving from the field to the office. And if
Sure.
you're a field tech and you're a field guy, you view it as a trade. And as soon as you move into the profession, into the office, it really turns into a profession, and you really start to learn.
It's such a gray area when it comes to
So let me
surveying
ask
now.
this:
I know. Didn't want to go down this path. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. It's great.
That's how we get 3 hours.
Who the fuck cares what you call it?
Exactly.
I don't think anybody
Yeah.
necessarily
No.
cares, but people get offended when you call it a trade.
Who you?
No.
Okay,
Not
cool.
me.
Who are we talking about here, and why does it matter?
Well, there's a lot of people out there. That,
Supreme Court and licensing boards.
Elaborate on that. Like,
Florida Supreme Court. That they're the ones that said that it's not a profession unless you have a 4-year degree.
but why does that matter? Like, what impact does that affect?
Licensing.
Well, it goes
Yeah.
back to, does that affect the whole and the ability to bring in more people because it's not a profession? I mean, is that what we're talking about?
Like
I
don't know.
and I understand the
Yeah.
the
Okay,
case
let's
and all
look at
that. But
architects. Is an
do
architect
you feel like because they said it's a trade and not a profession, you're less likely to be able to attract people into the business?
possibly? Possibly
Ooh,
though.
he says no.
I
you
say no.
Yes.
Possibly. Architects, trade or profession?
I again, what does it?
No, it's perception. It's perception in people's minds.
I don't even know the difference between the two words.
Plumber, trade or
I
profession?
don't know the difference between
Electrician,
the.
trade or profession?
They're professional something. So, are we
He
just
won't
talking
commit.
semantics
He's
anymore?
non-committal.
No, I don't know.
Okay, well, let's start this way. What's the difference between the two words?
Perception.
The
I think-
definition. Like, come on, give me something here.
Here, I'll tell you here in what
Trade works with their hands. Profession, basically professional.
There we go.
Yeah.
A real person give me a real answer, and not a robot.
Licensure, right? You don't
Yeah,
have to have a license to
To
be
do
in a
what?
trade.
But
Like,
not
which-
necessarily
you have to be a
though.
licensed plumber,
Yeah.
Yeah.
licensed
But
electrician.
then you're professional. If you have a professional license,
But we're talking about
I mean,
words.
what's the difference between
know.
a professional plumber and a
Yeah.
guy that comes and
Apprentice program. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
it
I
was
mean,
apprentice
and
program.
I looked it up today because I
Yeah.
knew I was coming here. So Arizona, according to ChatGPT, has 500 plus or minus land surveyors in the entire state.
Hmm.
I looked up plumbers. You
In
know how
state.
many in state? You know
How
how many
many?
plumbers there are? 18,000.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
Don't doubt it.
18,000.
No. I
And
totally
who makes
get
more
that.
money?
But-
I mean, who
but
makes
your-
more
but
money?
your
Whoa,
pipes
hold on a
leak-
second. Who
Your
makes more
pipes
money?
leak way
Yes.
more
Who
than your
does?
property
Plumbers
moves.
do right off the bat.
Yes.
Yes, I'm telling you, like, you know how
Yes.
many able-bodied surveyors we had when I worked at the power company that were like, "Oh, surveying's awesome, but if I get in the apprenticeship, I'm going to make double what you're making over here."
Yeah.
How do you fight? How do you argue against that? Like, well,
Yeah.
it's a good job, and eventually you can get licensed. But
I promise it's fun.
yeah, because I know I have all my friends are linemen. These are guys that can do anything and everything, and we'd be great surveyors.
Yep.
But they got in that apprenticeship early. They were making, $30 an hour when they were in
Yeah.
their 20s.
Heck yeah.
Now they're over $50 an hour
Heck yeah.
plus overtime. I mean, and they were trying to get me to come over, and I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I'm already committed. Plus, I love what I do.
Yeah.
But I get it, right? I can see how somebody that didn't know about surveying that saw those guys and was like, well,
Yeah.
shit,
Definitely.
it's
Absolutely.
a tough sell. It's a tough sell.
Let me do this real quick.
Well,
I
the
just-
whole like you don't have to touch poop water probably should help a little bit, right? I mean, come on, let's be honest. There is some
You
hazard
gotta
pay going
touch
on
poop
there.
water as a surveyor once. in a
Right.
while.
But I'll tell you what, even my lineman buddies see my pictures and stuff from the field, and they're like, "That's awesome, dude."
It is awesome.
So,
There's no doubt about it.
It's
Yeah, but they see that in their bigger house within their bigger car. because
Yeah, but-
Hey, that's really cool, but look at what I got.
yeah, right. Oh, cool. Good for
We're gonna
you.
look up, yeah.
Good for you, Wheezy.
Oh,
Whizzle,
Lord.
whizzle.
All right. Trade versus profession. AI search.
Yep.
Trade is a skilled job that typically involves hands-on work. You
Yep.
mentioned that.
Deja vu here.
And specialized training, often learned through apprenticeships or vocational schools, while a profession is an occupation requiring advanced education,
That's why.
typically a college or university degree, and often involves theoretical knowledge and intellectual skills. Surveying's both.
Yep.
It's both.
100%.
It's both.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, I would never commit to a big
And as a sole
trade.
proprietor, they're both because they're doing the field work and they're doing the office
Mhm.
work. So,
Yeah.
or
Wow.
small firms and those kind of things. Going back to that
1000%.
question, I think it's really, we really have to change the perception.
It's perception.
Yeah. And it's
Totally is
it's totally
perception.
perception.
Yep.
Going into the schools and talking about, it's hard to say, again, going back to the lineman thing, we have a different job in a different job site every day. You see a different thing every day. But we have to sell them on the history. We have to sell them on the law aspect of it. If they enjoy all of that kind of stuff. I mean, those are the things that we have to change the narrative of. It's always been, if you enjoy math, you're a surveyor, but it needs
Yeah.
to be math. It needs to be history. It needs to be law. It needs to be
Puzzles.
like if you
Yeah.
puzzles,
Reasoning.
if you
Yep.
enjoy puzzles, those kind of things, that's what
Yep.
that's what
I always thought that if you
that-
weren't really that good at math, you could be a surveyor.
Well, no, you're a geotech engineer at that point.
I was waiting for that.
All right. If you had a magic wand, TK, to change one thing about the survey profession, what would it be?
Yeah, that would be, again, changing the awareness, getting involved to try to, I don't know how we change the public perspective. That's really where it goes back. And I feel like we could do national campaigns. We could do different things to kind of bring it to the forefront. But I don't know how do we all know what a civil engineer or an engineer is? Why did we know what that is when we're 3, 4, 5 years old, right? Or an architect is at 3 or 4 or 5 years old. I don't.
Yeah.
How do we change that perspective? And that's the magic wand that
That's
we
what
need
you've been
to.
working on for
Yeah.
5 solid
I know.
years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
it does. Yeah.
Do you feel
It doesn't
like
matter.
do you feel like you're and you mentioned it, you're super involved. I think you're like a what's the word I'm looking for? Franchisor of Get Kids in the Survey for the
Mhm.
West Coast, right?
Mhm.
And you've been doing that for a very long time as well. You've been very involved in that, and kudos to you. Are you seeing are you seeing a change? Are you seeing a difference being made in these efforts that you're involved with?
So
Like for me, like when I tell Sean, I'm like, I cannot wait for the day that somebody who found out about Get Kids in the Survey in grade
Right.
school,
Right.
right, comes on the show and is actually a surveyor.
Yeah,
That
that'd
would
be cool.
be
That would be cool.
amazing.
That
That
would
would
be
be
cool.
amazing.
We're
That would
getting
be
there.
cool.
Yeah,
there.
we're getting there. And
Yep.
and I think those small wins at this point would
Yeah.
be a Trigstar exam, right? So
Mhm.
the Trigstar exams going into the high schools doing those things. It is a lot of baby steps. I will say I've personally invested a lot of money into outreach in the last 5 years, and we're gonna get there. But the wins are for surveying world. If something goes viral, it's 50, 60, 100,000 views and likes or something like that. For surveying, if you get 500 likes and things, that's a viral
Yeah.
thing when it comes to survey, right?
Sure.
So
Yep.
those kind of things, we just have to understand the numbers game when it comes to that. Like,
Yep.
it is baby steps. We don't
Yep.
need, obviously, the entire employment within the public sector of surveying is around 72, 75,000 people. Like, we don't need a ton of people, but we're going to need probably 25,000 people in the next 5 years. Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's a
And
big
right,
number.
and
though.
right
Yeah.
now they don't exist.
It's a big number.
right now they don't exist unless you hire them and you grow them within.
Right.
But even looking at those numbers, like
Mhm.
we were just saying, if there's 500 surveyors in Arizona,
Yeah.
if all of those just went to one school and just, let's just say go to this school 2 years in a
Yeah.
row, 3 years
Yep.
in a row. That's it. Just this one school because you're in that area. Your kids go to school in that area. They know you. And it's not that one time that you do it. It's the third and fourth time that you do it.
Correct.
Because
Yep.
the kids don't really care. I mean, the equipment's cool. Yeah, you got a drone, you got all this stuff.
Yep.
But if you're making it fun and you go back and you've got sandboxes,
Mhm.
3D,
Yeah.
3D
Yeah.
scanners, like
Yeah.
they're gonna remember Trent. That's the guy that came to my school.
Right.
Mhm.
I don't know what the fuck he was. He had some
Yeah.
cool shit. It was really
Yeah.
awesome. But
Yeah.
he came every year for 3 years. So I want to go try to do something like
Sure.
what he's doing,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
And that's what I want, is that funnel from whether it's you as a parent or grandparent or whatever. Elementary, you have grandkids and they're going to elementary, middle school, and high school. You have to follow with them and provide that presentation all the way through. That's the only, like anything in marketing, right? You got to
gotta be
see it.
follow-up.
You got to see
Mhm.
10, 20 times before you even understand or
Yeah.
even see a logo.
It's
right?
it's
So
a long game, right?
it is a
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
long game. Yeah. You talk to somebody in elementary school right now, right? Like, that's a 25-year investment at least, right? Like, before they
Yes.
even, if we push them into licensure at that point. Not everybody wants
Well-
to be a license, but even if you take a 5, 7, 6, 7, 8-year-old, it's going to be,
Yeah.
33 before they become a licensed surveyor. Like, it's a 25-year investment.
It is a huge investment.
Yeah.
And I would say what
it's
I'm
a hard
about to
sell.
say
It is
right
a hard sell.
Yeah.
what I'm about to say right now,
All right.
I would say to Elaine Ball if she was sitting here.
Yeah.
Like, Get Kids in the Survey, I freaking love it. It's an amazing effort and movement, right? But what's next?
Yeah.
There needs to be a Keep Kids in the Survey after that, because
Right.
Get Kids in the Survey, you give them coloring books when they're in grade school. Oh,
Yep.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. But from middle school to high school, there's a gap there.
Yep.
And that's like the most influential time.
And then the other one
like-
is,
like
the other
you-
one is industry buy-in.
Industry buy-in. Yeah.
So industry buy-in, right? We have this great initiative, Get Kids into Survey. There's 300 brand ambassadors across the world, and
Wow.
there's 7 billion people in the world. We have 300 brand ambassadors that want to take this initiative around the
Yeah.
world,
Yep.
right? So it takes industry buy-in, and so we've got to change that narrative as well.
Well, let me ask
Right.
this too,
Yep.
along that same lines. Like, we could be tying back to the conversation we just had about a trade or a profession
yeah.
and requiring a 4-year degree. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't some of the the pull into the industry because you may not need a 4-year degree, and
Absolutely.
kids aren't
That's the
all set up to go to college for 4 years and get a
that's the
degree.
change of the narrative. So
Yep.
they're on, again, last week at the conference, we're on a 15-year slide right now, a projected 15-year slide into students going into university. And there's a 15-year slide of 18-year-olds and generations getting smaller. So there's less and less 18-year-olds graduating high school every year. The bottom hits around 2033 of 18-year-olds graduating high school, and then it'll start to kind of start to tick back up. But
Yep.
so we're on this huge slide. Every counselor wants to know what professions are available for their students to be able to go into without a college degree. And so changing that narrative, that goes back to
Totally.
goes back to talking about CST, NSPS, CST technicians, right? You can go through 1 through 4. You can show your employer that you're,
Mhm.
Yeah.
invested in the profession, those kind of things.
Benchmarked.
Like, yeah,
Benchmarks.
those are
Yeah.
all benchmarks. And so
Yep.
pushing that narrative. And that's what I talk to the counselors about. There is a path, not in Nevada because we have a 4-year degree, but there's a path in Arizona. There's a path in Colorado, California and Oregon and Washington that you can get through experience only, or you can go through CST programs and those kind of things. Like,
Yep.
there is paths to get through.
Well, like in California, not that I'm a proponent of unions, but
Sure.
the unions are very strong in California.
Yeah.
And they have an
amazing apprentice program. Yeah.
they do.
Yeah,
a
they-
1,000%. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And like the people that come out of that apprentice program make
Yep.
really good money. Like our
100%.
party chiefs in California, the high end ones are making damn near $70 an hour.
Right.
But
Right.
does California have less of a shortage of surveyors than other states?
No, they're dwindling just like everybody
Yeah.
else.
So-
it
I
doesn't.
agree.
It truly doesn't
So
matter.
It's great, but it's still not moving the needle, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
No,
it's not.
agreed.
Yeah. Every it doesn't matter if you have a 4-year degree, 2-year degree, or no education requirement. Everything is dwindling.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Back to Debbie Downer. Let's pick it back up.
Yeah.
Well, here's an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah.
How many, mentors and really good surveyors that you've met over the years grew up with surveying in their house where their dad was a surveyor,
just
Right.
bring the bottle.
their
Right.
uncle was a surveyor, something. I mean, like
Well,
it
that's
just
the thing.
it-
Yes,
yeah.
it's like a
and those
family
are all the-
legacy type.
those
thing.
are all the
Yeah.
guys that are leading the way right now, and the
Yeah.
girls that are leading the way. Like
Yeah.
they had that early on inset, and if you could just do that with
Yeah.
other people, you
Yeah.
know what I mean, and set
Yeah.
that bar. But it's and talking to the counselors, talking to the teachers,
Yep.
Trent gave us the opportunity to go to that conference here, which was a national conference. It just
Yeah.
happened to be in Phoenix,
Yep.
and you would not believe the response that we got.
That's
Exactly.
amazing.
I mean, and
That's
all of
so
them wanted
awesome.
to know, what's your curriculum? What's your curriculum? We're like,
Yep.
"Shit, we don't have one.
Yeah,
man."
you don't have
Like,
an
because
answer for that.
we don't even have a college program in Arizona or
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
certificate program.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of like, and in the career fairs that I go to, we get so much interest, but they're entry level and they're going, well, where do I go? And you're like, nobody
Yeah.
wants to, no, none of the big companies want to hire somebody
Correct.
that they have to train.
Yeah.
And a lot of it has to do with because they're working remotely. So if you're working remotely, how are you supposed to train a new person? So then everyone talks about the shortage, but
Yeah.
nobody wants to hire the
Correct.
greenhorns and train
Yep.
them.
Yep.
So it's kind of like it's a weird dynamic, but
Let's
And
get
I did the flip side, and I have 10 under the age of 30. So imagine managing 10 under the age of 30. It's quite interesting.
so let's get stupid here because like Sean and I, we like and you, Trent.
Yep.
I mean, we and even you will like we go to a lot of conferences,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Ton of conferences, and all you see is this new technology, right? And this new technology allows less people to do what
Yeah.
used to take more people. So in theory, the need for surveyors might be dwindling a little bit to a certain degree because we're allowing it to happen.
I wouldn't use the word dwindling. I would say
Decreasing.
It's the
It's same word.
the cream is rising to the top is what's happening.
Okay. But like, so we're trying to get new people into the profession. At the same time, the need for the profession could be declining
Well, I don't know.
because people are finding other ways to get around using a surveyor because there's not enough of us.
Well, I
I mean,
think
it's like it's this vicious circle that's happening.
Well, I don't think it's it's just a different way. All we're doing is just trading hours of with tech. All the tech is trading hours from the field to the office is what I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're just
Yeah.
we're just shifting it around.
1
basically.
hour in the field equals 2.5 to 3 hours in the office.
It used
Yeah,
to be the
and
opposite.
it used to
though.
be the opposite.
It used to be the opposite.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that calls for training, right? Those
Yeah.
techs, those whoever's trying to digest all that data and get it
Yep.
into a drawing.
Yep.
That's where your money is at right now, because they are the ones that are actually turning that.
And the deliverables are changing.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
So
it's like,
well, the clients are getting so much more.
Yep.
We're basically the same fee.
And I can remember I bought my first scanner in 2014, and I remember just going out and just randomly scanning stuff and just giving the information to the client, and it was, it was like nothing. Like they just wanted the traditional 2D drawing. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
now it's, if you don't provide a 3D drawing, or whether it's point clouds and lidar data and all these different things, like if you don't provide that, then you're way behind, right? Which is traditional. Surveyors are very slow to
sure, yeah.
adapt, and so
Yeah.
that's what's holding the profession back a little bit as well. That's why we're not keeping our fingers
Yeah.
on the pulse when it comes to
Yeah.
technology. It's still just a tool, and there's still fundamentals that have to be applied, but
Yeah.
we're definitely losing
Yeah,
losing ground
But
on
that's
that.
a good point. It's the fundamentals that have to be applied that
Yep.
we have to continue to.
Yep.
I mean, just the get kids part of messaging is as important as.
Yeah.
Not anybody can still do this. That's why
Correct.
there still is a demand, and that's where
Correct.
it still is a concern that the numbers go down here. We're going to
But-
be in a bad spot.
But that's where the profession needs to build value in what we provide.
I know.
Right?
Well,
Because
what
it's
do you
getting away from us. Let's face it, it is kind of getting away from us.
I don't see that.
You don't see that?
Yeah. What do you mean by getting away from?
Well,
Like,
I mean, when
the
you like
value?
anybody can scan. You could send a
Sure.
monkey out to do a scan,
Sure.
literally.
Yeah.
You don't need to be a surveyor to do it.
Absolutely.
Hey,
But that doesn't mean
my
anything.
son just said 2024. You can't say monkeys anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just said that last night at dinner. Sorry, it's 2025.
It is offensive to the monkey
I know.
population.
What about okay?
I
You
know.
can send a sloth out to do it.
There you
How's
go.
that? Is that better?
There you go. That's better.
In
That's better.
2030, you can't say that.
There you go.
But that's not the point. The point
know.
is, so anybody can do it. Doesn't mean it's going to be right
That's
or
the thing.
something
No.
you should rely on.
But it's again perception.
And I will say, even going to RCN, and it's knowing what the data is gonna be used for,
Mhm.
and that's going back to what we talked about 5 years ago, educating the client, and what are you going to use this data for?
Yep.
In from an RCN perspective, it was, you're gonna 3D scan a fire exit out of a hotel room. You don't need survey data, right? Like,
Right.
you're just scanning stairways going down and out the door, right? Like,
Yep.
and so it's knowing what the client's gonna do with that product. That's
Yeah, I almost got a fight at RCN. I met this kid. He was like, it was like 2 years
I
ago.
love this story.
He's like, I'm scanning McDonald's for like $500 a pop. I'm like, why?
oh my gosh.
Like, why are you doing that? Well, because I can. Well, it doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should. This guy was
What are they doing with the data?
so out of
Yeah.
touch with reality.
But I mean,
Yeah.
but just because you can charge more, I mean, he can, if he wants to charge $500, that's fine. Who cares?
I love you. Have I told you lately how much I love you?
Yeah, you have.
I have.
Yeah.
I just want to make it public.
And I know your therapist was telling you to do more of
Self-reflecting.
self-reflecting
around
and
you
tell
how
people
much
how
they
they
mean to
feel.
you.
And I appreciate him or her that is giving you that advice, because it makes me feel better
It's all about you as usual.
as usual.
Yeah, I mean, but there's so many challenges, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like,
It is.
maybe,
I just think we need to pick our battles here.
Yeah.
The guy scanning for McDonald's for $500 shouldn't be your battle. That'll figure itself out. That's not a risk.
He's a
for
one-time
the-
client.
That's a
He's
thing.
a one-time client.
That's just a guy.
he was like a total used car salesman, but that gave me like a bad taste in my mouth for RCN, to be honest with you.
but
I was like, what is this cult? What is happening here?
but there's a whole other world of applications that don't need a surveyor, and you're gonna have to admit that.
Well, maybe they need a survey and they just don't know it.
just have I don't you're gonna lose if you mandate that someone charge $5,000 for something
So,
that they could get for
producer
500
Sean,
if they don't need that level of accuracy. And it goes back to what the data is used for.
producer
If it's
Sean,
being used for somebody to see what it's going to look like to enter a McDonald's, then he can charge whatever the heck he wants. If they're going to use
doesn't
it
have to be
to,
accurate.
for all
Doesn't
the
matter.
AEC
Yeah.
reasons, then no. But
Plus or minus a foot, who cares?
Yep.
Doesn't matter.
There are some people that don't care
Don't care.
and
I totally
don't
get
need
it.
to.
Totally
You're
get it.
not going to make them.
Yeah, but you know what? They're surveying when they do that.
Again, like
What's the definition of
they're
surveying?
going to lose this battle if
Depends on the licensing board.
yeah, but if you're going to say as soon as you measure the earth, you have to do it by register, you're going to lose.
Really?
History will show that
Yeah, because surveyors don't have a voice. That's why.
but
Let's see.
even if they do have a voice,
Definition of survey.
how many times can we talk about something else? We were going to talk about the definition.
Right now. No.
It's going to say
259 episodes of nothing but survey.
measuring the earth.
We're gonna, okay, are you ready? The definition
definition.
of
I
land
already know what it
survey.
is.
The science and art of accurately measuring and mapping the physical features of the Earth's surface, including the determination of property boundaries and creation of detailed maps.
Okay.
If you're scanning the exterior of this
No.
building, are you surveying?
No,
You're
because according to you, it's not accurate.
right here. The science
You said-
art
no,
of
no, no, you said
accurately measuring. and
Accurately measuring.
So you're saying that you can scan the outside of this building and it not be accurate, and that's fine.
yeah, why not?
All right.
If the owner of this building wants a not accurate
Non-accurate
scan,
Sure. Hey, here's the
Hey,
contract.
but it's
This
not
is a-
tied. It's
this-
not tied to a property
but-
line, so it's not surveying.
and he's not going to use it for anything other than just looking at it. What if he just wants that scan just to show people a 3D model of his building?
Well,
Does he have to hire you, or can he hire a McDonald's kid for $500?
he should hire me.
I would say if he was ready to sell these suites individually,
Whole different deal. Whole different thing.
Yeah.
Let's go down that path.
If you're like-
Property boundaries and,
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and
Condo
title and
plat.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you're not saying that the guy is
This is
representing something that he's not doing.
You know what this is? This is a Mark Taylor business model.
Well, that's how you met him. But my point is, accurate is the right word there.
Yeah.
If it needs to be accurate, then you got to be involved. If it doesn't, you don't.
So you should ask your client how accurate do you want this to be.
Exactly.
Is,
100%.
is plus or minus a foot okay?
Probably.
Well, maybe.
Well, what certifications are going to
There is a million
that
applications
out,
where
right? Like-
where a plus or minus a foot is just fine. Getting out of the building in a fire,
Yep.
I'll take plus or minus 3 feet as long as it shows me where the fucking
Exactly.
door is.
Exactly. I love it.
All right, let's move on.
All right. What's the next question?
I love this. We can have this one.
Oh my
We're barring the
God.
listeners
But
at that
like,
point.
It's like now I'm looking at the conversation over the last 30 minutes. I'm like, we can't ask that one now. We can't ask that one now.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Let's talk about mentoring Mondays a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good idea.
Oh, jeez.
Kid's got to pee. Let's shift gears a little bit. We talked about mentorship earlier.
Yeah.
You've done a lot with mentoring Mondays.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about it. Like what's in general, at the high level, and what's about your best experience?
Yeah.
Doing that.
It's the whole, like, kind of like I said in the very beginning, the mentoring Mondays really came from the perspective of taking initially I really wanted it to be almost like a study group, like I had initially created in the 2006, 2007, 2008 era. And I kind of did the first show and I forgot to record it. I forgot to hit the record button, believe it or not. So
Rookie move.
I know. Yeah. I paused it because I didn't want to like have all of that talk, and then go in and trim it all.
Restarted.
And then I never hit the start button
Ouch.
again. So, so episode 1 never actually recorded, but, we had a lot of fun in that particular episode, but it really, it kind of changed the format after episode 1 and episode 2. Like it kind of really just turned into, like the kind of the bio says, it's for anybody from, getting into it and from college to 50-year-old licensed surveyors. Like it's truly for everyone. And so,
it is.
it was amazing to kind of do that and then roll into, of course, the first year plus almost 2 years, I did it every single week, and
Yeah.
it got a lot. And
Mhm.
kind of like, as you guys know, doing Geoholics every single week, like it gets to be a lot. And so a couple of years ago, I swapped to just every other week and then, or twice a month, and then taking the summers off because the attendance was really low during the summertime and those kind of things. But um, it's been super rewarding from a perspective of like so many people now are like, it's helped me become licensed. It's helped me with, Dane Corville. So initially I rolled into the first Monday of the month was going to be nothing but FS and PS exam type stuff for those to help those guys. And we still do that at least once a month. I try to go towards exam prep type conversations, but so I still kind of stick to the initial thought of what I wanted, but it's just been amazing the support, the community that we've been able to create from it, the relationships that people have been able to create from it, the networking aspect of it that we've been able to create from it. It truly was, initially it was for those technicians that would never be able to go to a surveying conference and have that knowledge to be able to listen to a conference level speaker, those kind of things. And it's just really morphed into what it is now. I mean, so in September, we're right around like September 20th or so. It will be 5 years total into Get Kids into Mentoring Mondays.
Crazy.
Wow, that's 5 years
So
into
amazing.
mentoring
5 years,
Mondays?
yeah.
Amazing.
And so we're 100 and we've recorded 153 by the time that particular episode, by the time we get to 5 years, it might be 155 or 156 or something like that. But
Yeah.
which is, it's been amazing.
It's crazy.
The
It takes a lot of
support-
work.
Oh
It's
yeah,
a
yeah.
ton of work.
It
People
is.
don't understand
And a lot of
how much work
support.
this is. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Plus,
yeah,
it's there. It's there for you.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's
Oh, yeah.
I'll get a question sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like writing
Yeah.
a legal description. And I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, we were talking about he was talking about exceptions that one time. I'll go back.
I know. Yeah.
And there it is. You know what I mean? You can
Yeah.
So cool.
literally fast forward it to the spot where you want to
Yeah.
listen to
Yeah.
the spot. And
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
I tell
Yeah.
people that all the time. Like, everyone's like, oh, I don't have time to go to school, but I want to take my test. And I'm like, just
Yeah.
tune in. Just
Yeah.
tune in because but
There's a
between
couple of
all your shows,
I
between
know.
Wisdom Wednesdays and
Yeah.
Technical Tuesday, I'm like,
Yeah.
there's nothing that you're not gonna
No, it's
miss.
covered everywhere. Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
it's an open platform. You can talk right to the man. You can
Yeah.
ask, and
Yeah.
there's 30 other people in the room.
Yep.
Most of them are very, they're we get a lot of the
Yep.
the know
Oh,
it alls,
gotcha.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but they're
for
great.
sure.
And
You
it
know what I
really,
mean? They're-
as it morphed, it really turned into, I really want to record some of our icons, right? So those Steve Parishes, Lucas's and Kerry Kent's and
The
those. So
Groves.
Yeah,
the
really.
Groves, yeah.
He was on there. I think we missed that email inviting us on to
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah.
Well,
So
next time they have like a last minute cancellation, we'll give
Yeah,
a call.
yeah,
That's right. You'll get on there.
We'll get the call.
But it's truly just, it's morphed into so much more than I could ever imagine. And the support that the industry support that we've been able to get, Jerry Mahoon and Dane and those guys that, like, in one of the Dane's initial one where he talked about his book,
Yep, the manual.
the fundamentals manual.
Yep.
I think that thing's probably 12 or 13,000 views now at this
Mhm.
point on YouTube. Like,
Yep.
it's probably, I think it's the number one, like, most viewed thing. And so it really goes back to what I wanted it to be for, was that, FS and PS exam prep and getting people engaged in the profession and those kind of things. So
Yeah.
it's truly been amazing. And we get people who jump on when we do the Zooms or even emails about, thanks for this, I passed my FS or I passed my PS and those
Yeah,
kind of
that's
things.
so
And
cool.
just,
Yeah.
it keeps them engaged in the profession. Or I was so close to leaving the profession and I found this and kind of re-engaged me, those kind of conversations and those
Yeah.
testimonials
I
are
mean,
what's
like,
amazing. Yeah.
Even like Pat Gaylord,
Yeah.
previously
Yeah.
at this point at
Yeah.
David Evans, he would send out an email blast to the entire
Yeah.
geospatial group that check out Mentoring Mondays.
Right. Yeah. It's been cool.
Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So I gotta
Wisdom
ask.
Wednesdays.
Yeah.
I
He didn't
know,
send out emails to check out the Geoholics. But
Hey,
no,
right.
no,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
But you know, you got mentoring Mondays, technical Tuesday, wisdom
Yeah.
Wednesdays. You
Yeah.
you run, you know, however many
Yep.
marathons. You run a very large business.
Yeah.
I've seen these guys that have these year calendars. Have you seen these things where it's like the entire year?
Yeah.
Do you have one of those
His
where you
entire
just
thing
like
is blocked
it's
out.
like blocked out? Like
Yeah.
you've got
Yes.
something every
Trent has
day.
no free
Like,
days
I've
for the
mentioned this
entire year.
before. You're one of those guys that somehow fits like
Yeah.
38 hours in a 24-hour day. It never sleeps and
Yeah.
just gets more done. Like, how do you take a step back?
We
How
need
do
a
you-
Trent robot.
How do you do all this shit?
How did it form? How did you grow that? Like, how did it start and then bloom? Like, what are
Yeah.
the fundamentals that?
Yeah. So the Mentoring Monday, I mean, obviously it started with 100% me, and then it just kind of morphed. The Wisdom Wednesdays was with Trent Williams out of Utah.
Yeah.
He was really supportive, and I brought it up at a conference and said, "This is what I want to do." My initial thing with Wisdom Wednesdays was to be able to get all of our survey Bibles as audiobooks, because that's again the Gen Z way of learning now, right? So, and that's, could be 10, 20 years down the road before we can get to that point. So Trent Williams jumped in, and now we've done the 3 books on wisdom. And it's just having the people involved in, getting the web pages. I have a friend of mine who he does some of the back end for me. He'll post the videos and stuff on, and does the trimming and the intros. And so
yeah.
again, I'm not doing 100% of everything. I'm just doing,
course.
I'm doing,
You can't.
I'm doing
You
I'm doing
can't.
85% of everything. But yeah, no, it's and then, the wife's social calendar pulls into it. So yeah, there is not a day on my calendar that doesn't have a dot on it. If you look at an IS, if you look at the Apple iPhone, it doesn't.
But that jives with kind of your personality.
Yeah. And it's truly goes back to the ADHD thing, right? Like
Yep.
I will prep sometimes the hour before. So
Sure.
that's a traditional ADHD thing.
Well,
So
what
like,
advice
it's like,
would you give to somebody, that maybe that's running their own business or just struggle, like with that says there's just not enough hours in the day? Like,
Hold on a second. Can I add to this? Because this is a great question. I
Yeah.
was going to go there.
I didn't ask
I
you.
look at Will as a up and coming Trent Keenan, right? This
Ooh,
guy, he's
big
got his own
there.
business. He is so passionate, as you are,
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
promoting the profession and getting involved and going to schools and
Yeah.
doing all the stuff that you do, right? But at the same time, you have a business to run. How
Right.
do you manage that? How do you balance that?
For me, and I say it every time I go to a conference, I have the most amazing staff, which allows me to be here. I do.
Will is a staff of
token
one.
response.
No,
Come on, let's get into it.
But I will also say, with that same breath, I don't have 100%. I literally, I probably stamp 98% of the stuff that goes out the door. Although I have 11 LSs at the office, I still stamp 98% of the stuff, and so I review every proposal, and I stamp at least 98% of the stuff that goes out the door. So I have to respond to every email about a proposal and agree to the price and those kind of things. And
Sure.
Am I the first person to call you a bottleneck?
I know. So it is. There's people over processes, right? And so I'm a people business at the moment. I don't have a process business.
Sure.
And that's all surveying businesses, I think.
Yeah.
And so, and then I still survey, and we have licensees to cover all of them. And I don't know why. I mean, we're all of the LSs are paid to stamp at this point, but I just review.
Wait, Trent, are you a control freak?
No, I am truly not, and I'm not I'm not a control freak, and I'm not a micromanager.
There's no way.
Why the hell are you?
I don't way he can be a control freak.
You're paying him for the stamp, and then
I don't know.
not getting it.
I don't,
Like, what?
well, and I guess because I don't ask them to stamp it. I don't know. I don't. Some of the guys will stamp. Other guys will stamp in the office, but
That's a crazy number.
I know it's crazy, and so.
You're a crazy person.
And I get, I easily get well over 200 plus emails a day that you have to. And my other thing is I don't want a client to call and say, "Hey, where are we at on something?" and not know, right? And so that's part of the problem.
But it's okay to say, "Hey,
let me get to so and so."
Will can answer that much more. They
I
actually
know.
appreciate that because they think you're a crazy person for trying to know it all.
Yeah, but Trent, is that sustainable?
That's the thing.
At this point,
yes,
yeah,
because listen,
not at this
if
point.
Will works for Trent and Trent's willing to stamp it, Will is ready
Yeah,
to
he's has
put
zero
his life on the-
responsibility.
No. I'm almost
yeah.
more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I
if I
smell a
I don't want to
merger
let
coming
somebody
up.
down. I'm more willing to make sure it's right than if it's just me. Almost. I don't know.
Willie
Yeah.
Schnizzle.
You know what I mean? People pleaser. You'd rather
Yeah.
you'd rather make sure that
Will
it's
and
just you,
T
you're like
Sizzle.
I don't know.
No, yeah. And that is in going back to the, when we had the 15, 18 employees, and we've talked about it as we've grown, we've a lot of the younger staff, and we get into the Gen Zs, like the older staff when we were in, 2019, 2020s, before we really kind of hit the growth, it was the guys would jump through walls for anything, to do anything for the business, for anything. Right. And now as we've started to hit some of the younger generation,
Sure.
it's different, right? Like we started doing, I started doing training during working hours now, because we would do it as
Because people expect to be paid for that.
yeah, we have to meet them we have to meet them where they are, right? And so they want to be, they don't want to,
like that.
they don't want the time, they don't
Listen
want
up,
to, they don't want to
managers.
come in off on the days off. They don't want to, take time out of the day when they're not being paid. And it's not so much that they don't be paid, they just don't want during their non-time, their off time, right? We're closed every other Friday, so that was another thing I changed. Work-life balance, we changed to closed every other Friday. Like
That's good.
and so now one Friday a month is literally nothing but training. And so the whole entire staff comes in and we're doing nothing but training on that every,
So
that
it's
one
not
Friday a
really an
month.
off day. They're still working.
They're working and then getting paid for it, but they're training as well. And so it's upskilling. It's
That's huge.
upskilling it's upskilling the entire staff, right? And so
And I got to mention,
Yeah.
I personally, I was at my office the other day, and
You go to the office once in a while?
I was leaving, and it was 5:30. Thank you. I did stay
You
that
got
long.
there at 5.
Again,
left at
I
5:15.
left it. I was leaving. It was after 5 o'clock, and there was three guys there with their notebooks out, and they're all studying for the FE. They're
Nice.
prepping for
Nice.
the engineering exam.
Is that a fishing exam? FE?
Okay. Enough from you. But I was pleasantly surprised. Like they joined
That's cool.
joined up
That's
as a
really
study
cool.
group,
Yes.
and
Nice.
5 o'clock hit, everyone's left, and these guys are
That's
like,
awesome.
no, if we go home, we're not going to do it. We're going to do it together, hold each other accountable, and make it happen.
Yeah. That's
And
nice.
I like that was
That's amazing.
refreshing. That
Very refreshing.
yeah.
Yeah, so they
And
took it upon themselves.
and I'm not going to see it on their timesheet, and I probably
Yeah.
would pay for it if they asked
Yeah.
for it. But I mean,
Yeah.
they're doing it because somehow we have, or somehow they realize this is an important step. And I
Yeah.
mean, I've actually drilled it into them, like,
Yeah.
get your AIT, I just pay you more. That's
Yeah.
that's all.
And that's
Slap me that cert on the table.
Yeah. And that's why, like,
instant raise, just because
1000%.
you're
Yes.
you're instantly more valuable to
dude,
me.
I totally agree
More
with that.
and more, just because you can put your head down and do it. Like I could
Yeah.
probably charge the same amount for a client, but I want that carrot. I want them to say, this is important. And because if they can do that, they can do so many other things.
correct.
Yeah.
It's almost like a threshold. Like,
Yeah.
I have to add to that, but I'll let Kent go
No,
first.
this is exactly why I like the CST program and
Yep.
SPST. Like, I am a huge, massive proponent of that.
and it's not about the
Because-
test as much as it is
No, it's just showing initiative.
show up and
Show initiative.
try.
As
like
they
this-
learn, they're becoming a better staff, right?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
That's
absolutely.
like I
100%.
think the CST program is so underutilized. It's stupid.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, going to all of these different conferences and things like that, I add a monetary value. For me, it's $1 an hour for every credential you pass, whether it's CST, CST 1,
same,
2,
same,
3,
same. Don't care. Yep.
107, whatever, it's $1 an
The
hour.
harder ones are
Yeah.
2.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. And so I had, when I was at one particular conference, guy said I couldn't get anybody to take it when I was asking, I'd give a monetary $1 an hour fee. But if I offered a $500 or a $750 incentive, I know I'm mixing mezcal and tequila in the same bottle. It's okay. If I offered a $500 or $750 incentive, one-time incentive, they would take it. So they did. And that again goes back to educating the staff of like the long-term effect of $1 an hour over 2,000 hours or 2,500 hours is so much more than a $750 bonus. Like,
it's crazy.
and
right?
so it goes back to some of those things, like teaching the staff about, those kind of things, about whether it's, home life and it's money and monetary things. Like I try to teach the dollar the value of a dollar all the time within our staff. So
Yeah. And what, like, the importance of, like, the soft skills, right?
Yeah.
That's a whole nother level when it comes to surveyors.
it was called professional skills last week at the conference.
Was it really?
I like it.
Yep.
Is that trade skills?
No, professional skills is those soft skills. So it's that's what they
Interesting.
retermed, because soft skills sounds too like immature, and so it was professional
I like
skills.
that.
It was
I like that better.
yeah,
As a
yeah,
matter
yeah.
of fact.
And there's nothing wrong with
like
like,
that better.
rebranding
Yeah,
terms that just don't make sense
Mhm,
anymore. That's
mhm.
fine. It's
1,000%.
Mhm.
1,000%.
Yep.
All right.
We haven't heard from Will in a while. Will, what do you think over there?
No, Will, what I want to know from Will is, like,
Great
Will-
answer.
Will, no, like, Will is somebody that I have the utmost respect for, right? Like, you are running a one-man show, basically. Somehow, like Trent, you find the time to promote the profession, and, like, it's like nonstop. Is he your son? Like, you guys even kind of look alike, but, like,
No, I,
he
what-
got
like,
he
how
got
do you-
Carrie's work ethics.
how the hell do you do this?
well, I mean, it's an investment, right? Like if you like
Yeah.
what Carrie used to always say, if you're not involved, you'll never evolve.
Yep.
And you know what I've
Good
found, the
mentoring.
more that you're involved, it helps your business.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like everybody that you're volunteering for is in the business,
Yeah.
and
Your network is your safety
So
net.
yeah,
so
they can see you're taking the initiative, and so like
Yep.
that's somebody I would hire. You know what I mean? If somebody was volunteering to help
Yep.
my kids or whatever they were doing, I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's worth it's conversation, and
Mhm.
that's where it all starts, right? Like
Yep.
So what I'm hearing, there's a return on investment.
there is.
When it,
Oh, yeah.
There was a pause there.
There
but, like,
is.
but, like,
I mean,
there is a
I
but-
see the time
but
that you
it's-
spend
but
promoting the
it's not-
profession.
yeah.
I see the time that Trent spends for the last 5 years.
It's very
promoting the
low. Like
profession.
it would never go above the positive line.
But the question
You know
you're
what I
not
mean? But-
asking is it worth it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you know what I mean? Like I said, they don't remember the equipment that you brought or your drone, what kind of drone it was, but they remember that's the guy that came 3 times to my school that no one's
That's
ever
what she
come
said.
to.
Such an idiot.
But that's that too.
Yeah.
So if you,
By the way,
That's never happened.
She's never said that.
That's right. That's never happened. One and done.
no matter how much you paid her.
It's a good thing we're on minute 97 here. So,
Oh my God, that's awesome.
but please, Will continue if
Yeah,
you can.
no. So I'm just saying, it's like I said,
Is it worth it?
you get out of it what you put into it, and I mean, if you're not,
Well, the question to you is
helping.
you put a lot into it.
yeah, it's we're way over the other side of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I drove to Tucson on Tuesday night just to go to the meeting down there to make an appearance, and then I found out there's a whole YSN going on down there that we didn't even know about.
What? Really?
Yeah, they have a YSN in the Saguaro chapter that they're getting going. I'm like, oh,
Who is that?
it's Mike Schaff, and he's putting together a whole deal with Nate.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Oh, Nate. Yeah.
Yes.
We know
So,
Nate. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, like I said, but if you don't show up to that stuff, you're never going to know about it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
get involved, and it will. You get out of it what you put into it. It's
100%.
I mean, Trent.
Trent, is it worth it?
Yeah, it truly is. I will say I have put more than 6 figures into what the outreach aspect of it is.
Oh,
That's
there's no
not business,
question.
that's
There's
you.
no
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, it's worth it. Yes, it's changing a culture, and yes, it's going to take a lot of time. Is it 100% worth it? Yes, we will get there.
Mm.
My personal thing is I won't let it die. So it is,
Yeah.
and it's not going to die.
Well,
of
and
course,
we all
but
realize it's not going to
Yep.
die.
It's not gonna die.
And the pure demand of business
Exactly.
will dictate it. It's
Yes.
just how we're going to get there, so we don't be taken advantage of along the way.
Yeah,
and
the
position ourselves as a profession,
Yeah.
trade, whatever you want to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Position it the right way instead of the wrong way. Right?
The demand is that the issue is that we're going to run into is from a legislative standpoint. Like
I
100%, if we get to a point where constituents are crying to their legislators that we can't get something done for 3, 5, 6 months, and it happened in North Carolina, I can't get a fence staked, I can't get my property line staked for 3, 4, 5 months, then the legislator is going to go and change the rules, right? And
deregulation we're talking
deregulate
about.
and,
Yeah.
and those kind of things. And that's where the issue is in the next 5 years when we hit this cliff as everybody starts to retire.
1,000%.
That's when the shit's going to hit the
Like
fan.
right now, I don't
And
know
so-
who I would call to
Yeah.
survey my, like, if I had to like survey a fence at my
Dude,
property.
you fucking call Will.
No, I wouldn't
No,
call
but-
Will because
no, but-
like there's nobody
You're-
that would do that small of a thing for.
But you're looking
That's
at
the
this
problem.
platform. What
That's the
about,
problem.
What
Right?
about when you're a business owner, when you have a military contract and
Yeah.
you can't get those surveyors?
Correct.
Then who are you complaining to? And then they're
Correct.
going to start listening.
It's a trickle down
Big
effect.
deal.
And then
It's a
there's
big
shit's
deal.
going to happen, and we're
Well,
not going to
correct.
have a say in it. So
Correct.
right now is the time to.
Yeah.
That's also a very big business opportunity if you wanna
Correct.
look at it from that
So-
Correct.
standpoint, and
TK.
then it makes sense to
Yep.
do the things that we're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Make the investment, get some kids in there, start have one more crew than you need, have all these
Yep.
extra people
You have
because
to-
it's
you have to-
there.
You have to sacrifice profits
Yeah.
to be able to kind of grow the profession.
And
Yeah.
it'll
That's the problem
you'll
right
make
now.
it up.
Oh.
Nobody wants to do that right now.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct.
Most
Because
of the
that's a
big
big deal.
companies don't
Correct.
want to.
Yeah, I was going to say,
know?
because again, going back to the numbers I always say, right? There's 62% are less than 5 employees and 23% are less than 9 employees. Like 85% of the profession is less than 9 employees. And so there's no way, there's no way
Right.
somebody's going to be able to, one, take on the technology, the scanning, all of the things that we need to stay relevant, and then still be able to take on an additional crew to train them and do that stuff and to grow the profession. So it's a sticky situation.
My solution is 3-man crews. You just have to charge for 2.
Yeah.
You
What
gotta
the hell are you talking
you
about?
gotta
Yeah,
put an
I
extra
love it.
guy
I
out
love
there.
it.
You
I
gotta
love
put
it.
an extra guy out there.
Will, like, what is
I'm like,
happening?
we got to get PETA's Academy in Arizona so we
Yes.
can get some
We need it in the
solid
U.S.
program.
Yes.
Yes, I'm telling her, like,
I know.
shut
My wife
out a
said this the
platform
other
there.
day.
Let's get that here and let's make
Absolutely.
it.
My
We
wife
can
said
all
that the other day.
sponsor it and make it a cool program that's fun for people. That you
So
got the Geo Bus. We bring the Geo Bus down.
It's the Geo Explorer.
Geo
now.
Explorer.
yeah,
Sorry,
One-
Geo Explorer
Still
Bus.
cool.
one of the things
We're
I'm
bringing
working on.
out, like, you know what I mean? Like, we have all the we
Yeah.
have the best recruitment tools ever.
One-
Just
one of-
after we recruit them, then what? That's the part we got
Yes,
to work on.
that's the part I'm
the
talking
part we
about.
Correct.
Keep kids in the survey. What
Yeah,
happens
keep-
after we recruit them?
yeah.
Keep them in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm
How
a
you
big
young?
proponent.
Am I young?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You
sound
know,
like,
you know those
you
things
sound
like,
like-
project sound so you don't have to.
I'm
Yeah,
yelling
yeah.
over the microphone so that my sound sounds good.
No,
I've done this a time or two.
No, it
so-
doesn't.
That's a line in Hamilton. Am I yelling?
Dude, you say Hamilton like 50 times.
At least, yeah,
I
at least.
swear to God.
At least I want to go back to that.
Yeah.
So the perspective of the schooling, and so again, NSPS Workforce Development Committee chair as well. That's one of my 28 positions that I freaking do. But one of my things is promoting a boot camp for surveying. And so Todd Horton has done it in Michigan once. He's doing it again in September, and he's going to do another one in Indiana. We're working on trying to create one, at least with a partnership with Kansas and the Kansas Society of Professional Surveyors in conjunction with the NSPS, and trying to make something work where we have some place for somebody to come centrally to send their staff, younger staff, 18 months or less, to a survey boot camp for 5 days, learn about the fundamentals, kind of go back to the original conventional type things, and then work their way through. But it's a 5-day boot camp. That's one of my passions, but it also spears off of Michelle and PETA's thing of an academy, and that's really what's kind of needed within the profession in the US and those kind of things. So even if we just start with boot camps, 5-day boot camps, let's start with
Boot
that.
camp's great. Yeah.
Let's start with that.
We did a 2-day. We did a 2-day this year.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was cool.
That
Yeah.
was great. I mean,
Yep.
they had computers there. They got
Yep.
to actually draft, you know what I mean, the
Yep.
words, and then we went out and staked them.
Yeah.
painted it up, flew it. They got to see
Yep.
it on the ground. That's like,
And-
field to finish.
And I think that's
Exactly.
the people throw around, you guys throw around field to finish all the time, but I think it's a great tool to show, and it's not just really field to finish. It's just, hey, this is what you did out here. This is what it looks like in here.
Yep.
On the
And
computer from the
and
ground.
then
Yep.
you're
Yep.
gonna catch more
Yep.
people. So
Oh
Yep,
yeah,
yep, yep.
definitely. Yeah, it's
We're getting there.
you
Baby steps.
need to wrap us up. We are
No,
not going
no,
to
I got
do
two more.
a-
I got
a-
two more
Yeah,
questions.
give me-
We're not
Give me
gonna
two more.
do
Give me
that.
two more good ones.
questions.
Two more good ones.
I have two more
We
good ones.
just
rock
talk-
star
We
questions.
just talked about you yelling at us.
All
You
Alright.
can have your two questions.
Here's
but
my
we-
here's
But this is a podcast, not a marathon.
this is a fun question first.
Let's
Are you
do
ready?
it. Let's do it.
All right, TK. If you weren't a surveyor,
Oh, geez.
what career do you think you'd be crushing right now?
I would say, yeah, right. Anything business related. I
Oh,
so
like,
I
what is
really
that? Is that like roulette?
I was
gambling?
thinking dancing, but
He's got the calves.
I was trying to make
Man, those calves,
Those
move the
calves.
cash.
I would say anything business. I was very fortunate to come from my dad's side of the family is very entrepreneurial, and so
What did
it-
your dad do?
No way.
yeah.
Talk
So
about that.
my dad worked for the city of Las Vegas within the public works before he passed away, and my mom was a school bus driver, and then kind of moved into transportation, like management things within the school district.
Yeah.
My mom's dad worked for 38 years for a power company. I did 10 years at a power company. But my dad's side and his whole side of the family was very he owned, if you would think of like United Reynolds now,
Oh yeah.
he owned like one of the very first ones in Nebraska, and initially started where he was a mechanic for farm equipment and farm tractors, and people would bring him in to get them fixed, and somebody had told him, and he would give them a tractor to use while he was fixing theirs. And so somebody finally said, hey, why don't you rent that tractor to him while you're fixing their tractor? And that's kind of how his rental business started.
That's amazing.
He started his business in the late 30s, early 40s, somewhere in that range, on $300 borrowed from a family friend, and that's what he kind of started his business with. And it was initially just turning that rental tractor thing into a rental business, and then and it just morphed into what would be a United Rentals. So he was initially the president, and I've been trying to do a little bit of research. My dad and uncles, and said he was one of the original presidents of the National Society of like the Rental Association, whatever that would have been now.
That's
but
wild.
years ago, in the late 40s, early 50s, probably in that time frame. But
so crazy.
yeah, so it was one of those things. But I come from both sides. I come from the very public side, with my mom being very public employees for 30, 40, 50 years, and then my dad's side being very entrepreneurial. But I got my dad's side of the traits on
You know
everything.
what's so interesting? Complete opposite of TK here. Like, he's got this amazing story about his dad. My dad, he got exiled from the city of Chicago. You cannot be in the city of Chicago. You will get arrested.
They asked him to leave. That's great.
So good. All right, I got one more question for you,
Okay.
TK.
Is this the one? What's going to happen in 10 years?
No, this is
You
gonna
gotta
get-
ask that
this
one.
could get emotional though.
No, you got to ask the one in 10 years first,
Oh,
because I have to
He-
add
he
something
can,
on that.
He can ask
How
that
much
one.
do you love Can't Grow?
We already know.
That's the emotional one.
is
We'll
that
wait
the
on that
emotional
one.
one? Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. TK. And like, you're not a young man anymore.
I
It's
turned
like,
49 last month.
Yeah, like we're getting on.
Oh, by the way, are we invited to the big 5-0 party?
Oh, dude,
'Cause
My
I know
plan
it's
is to
gonna
my
a
plan is to be in
blowout.
Scotland on St. Andrews on my
That's
50th.
right.
My question is still the same.
TK in Scotland, 50th. We're there.
I did 40th on Pebble.
Hey.
I did 35th on Torrey. So.
Hey, we're paid up. We're good to go.
Hey, these guys are going to Germany for Oktoberfest,
I
so
know, right?
they're pretty good at planning.
All right, TK.
Yep.
And like, this is a question I have been looking forward to asking.
Oh, geez.
But 10 years from now, hopefully I'm gonna ask you the same question. When you think about your legacy in the surveying
Oh,
community,
geez. Yeah.
what do you hope people will say about impact
Ooh.
you made?
I'm not that guy. Yeah. I don't.
Mhm.
I'm a glass half full guy, so I don't. I'm not the glass half empty guy, but I don't know. I would say if anything, it was I guess kind of change the perspective of the public's perspective of the profession in that aspect of it, trying to get people engaged, trying to get the public engaged, the parents engaged, the school teachers engaged, the counselors engaged, those kind of things. That's why we've been making this huge push nationally. I think we went to the last 5 American School Counselors conferences. I think this will be number 3 of the FFA conference, at least number 4 or 5 of the national CTE conference.
Mhm.
Like, being that aspect of it, and I mean, Tim Murphy was the committee chair for NSPF Workforce Development, and he moved up through the leadership chairs, and he passed the baton to me, and so I was very fortunate for that. But I think one of the things from a workforce development thing that we kind of heard, and it was a conference last year. We've teamed up with Career View XR and created this kind of day in the life video with the 360 cameras and the headsets and the VR headsets and those kind of things. But he went to a conference last year, or I'm sorry, earlier this year, and that conference was called their theme was pre-K to gray, and it was truly about workforce development. It was from kindergarten through those getting into the profession and learning and continuing to learn every day, pre-K to gray. And so I thought that was kind of an amazing analogy. And so working on that aspect of it and pushing that initiative kind of through, as surveyors, we learn every single day. Like, I think there was even a post recently, yesterday or even today, about, have you learned more um, before licensure or after licensure? And after 100%, 100%. Yeah,
No doubt.
there was.
I was a dumbass when I got
100%. So was I.
Still a dumbass.
That was I.
No
Yep.
business stamping anything.
100%. Yeah, it was minimum competency. Minimum
I mean,
competency.
it's just
And that-
the bare minimum.
and that's
You just barely got there. Like, you have no. Yeah,
and
anyway.
that's totally different than in a lot of the countries. Like in the United States, we test an exam on minimum competency. Most other countries
Other countries, yes.
teach.
Yes.
You're passing those. You're not taking exams. You're judged on portfolios and those kind of things of
Yep.
like your project experiences and those things. That's how you get your licensure, not through minimum competency to pass a 70 on an exam, right? And so it's
Interesting.
we're so different. We're so
I know.
different. And then there's 50 different ways to become a licensed surveyor. So
Yeah, right.
I think there should be some real world questions on some of those test questions. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to, because in the real world, you're not going to know everything, right?
Nope.
But you're going to have to know who to call to ask for
not
that.
what you know, it's who you
There should be some networking questions on the
Yes.
test.
ChatGPT.
You know what I mean? Like, don't be a hermit in your basement. Don't fuck something up.
Yep.
You need to be out. You need to be talking to people. You need to have a list of people that you can call when you get some weird shit going on. That,
Yep.
you know what I mean? And then it just brings the whole, the skate park level, the skate park mentality, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
it just brings everybody up.
Correct.
Right? We're
Correct.
communicating. We're all watching.
Correct.
And social media is a great platform for that, right? Because you can actually see somebody doing the 720. You're like, oh shit, it's possible.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we can do drone scanning and, terrestrial serving at the same time and create something awesome. I can do it better. Watch this, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's
Yeah.
kind of where we're at. But I think a lot of the skaters, if you will, don't have the know-how to be able to write their own story, right? Like, they don't.
Yep.
And so
Yep.
mentoring Mondays, technical Tuesdays.
Well, that's how you
wisdom
write your own
Wednesdays,
story, right?
That's how you do it. And
Yeah.
when I
Yeah.
go to
How
these
you do it,
conferences,
man.
when I'm talking to these kids, so we actually have this map that we hand out. I don't know if you guys seen this. It's maybe 12 inches long, but it's like a scroll. You roll it out, and it's literally the pathway or licensure that Clint Trent created this thing. I mean, it's fucking awesome because
Of course
it starts from elementary school through middle school to high school, and all along the way, it's
And
an
then it
animated.
splits.
Yeah, it's an animated map, and it splits off in different directions, just like life, right? Like the end of high school.
OJT or education.
Yeah, you're gonna get on the job training, or you're gonna go to college, and
Freaking genius.
and then you meet back in the middle.
at the end of the day, you meet back in the middle. Guess what the umbrella is?
Yeah.
Mentorship.
That's it.
Yes.
Right. And so NSPS mentorship, Kent.
Yep.
we've been a part of that.
Yep.
I'm sure Trent.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, and we had a meeting the other night talking with all the mentors, talking about the relationship that they've had with their mentees
Yeah.
and the way that they've had to MacGyver their conversations. And a lot of them are in big companies. And so their networks are not allowing them to use the platform that we're using. So they can't do it. So everybody's having to kind of MacGyver their own ways to be able to communicate with each other. And that's creating a relationship with that person. And so 10 years down the road, my guy, if he calls me and says, "Hey man, I got a weird thing going on here. What do you think?" I don't care if I'm on vacation, whatever I'm doing, I'm dropping that shit and I'm going to send me the map. Let me see. Send me the deed. Let me see what's going on. What's going on?
Always.
And
Always.
we get in trouble with our family. What are you doing over there? Nothing. Hold on. I'm looking at something real quick,
Exactly. I know.
But you have that, you know what I mean? I've never even met this guy in person, but I know the struggles that he's gone through to get where he's getting, and he's asking me this question. So I've got to freaking help him out because I'm like, I've been there, you know?
Yeah.
So
I never do an auto office anymore because I'm never out of office. Like my email's on all the time.
Yes, because you're live all the time.
Yep.
I'm
Live all the
way.
time.
Yes.
I'm always responding, whether it's from a phone or from the, Surface Pro at the hotel that night or whatever. I never do an out of office anymore.
I never have. I'm like,
Yep.
Well, you just need to make sure you're whether you're available for an in-person meeting or not.
You're right. You're right. That's totally different.
I'm
Yeah.
always there.
That's totally different.
Get to it.
I am the producer of this show, and I do have to call the time, and I get to decide.
Hold on.
When
We're pushing a record right now.
I get to decide when
we got to get over 2 hours. We got to get over 2 hours.
Trent just said he's staying at my house tonight.
Well,
we're going.
I'm staying there too.
Who wants Filiberto's?
Who wants diarrhea tomorrow? But anyway, I do have 2 questions. 2 last questions.
Ready.
But usually I have 1, but I have 2, and Will spawned this one just because he was just talking about it. But he mentioned 10 years. What does the next 10 years look like for you?
Next 10 years for me, I'll still be working. I'm only 49, so I'll still be working.
When I say just for you, what is it? What does it look like for you at DBLS and get kids and the profession in general?
Yeah. For me personally, it's I'll continue to. I love what we do, and I couldn't imagine doing anything different. The Get Kids, obviously continuing to push that as much as we can. The profession wise, it's an interesting thing. There's been a task force created on NCWES, and so it's creating a possible pathway for non-boundary aspect of it, and so it's going to be called possibly PS Geospatial, or possibly Mapping and Science, PS Mapping and Science. And so it's derived around those. So they sent out a questionnaire to 40,000+ FE exam takers in the year 2024. They got close to 4,000 responses. And they got 1,300 of those that said yes, they would be interested in possibly going after a non-boundary PS exam under the FE thing. And so with that, it would open up possibly a PS exam and PS geospatial exam for even FEs that went through the exam, civils, and all these different things that would allow them to possibly provide aerial, topographic, bathymetric, those kind of things, non-boundary related
because most
surveying
of them
deliverables.
Two craps about what stick marks the boundary and why.
Correct.
And having to do that, and we just want to.
Yep.
What'd you say? Accurately measure the Earth's surface.
Yeah, it goes back to full circle what we were talking about earlier. And so it really goes to the initial NCWES. The initial thing was just a PE, right? And then they broke it out to civil, mechanical, structural, those kind of things.
Right. Yeah.
They're
similar.
So they're thinking
That's
similar.
Big. That's big.
It's huge. It's huge. So you would have a PS non-boundary geospatial, and you would have a PS boundary. So They've created a task force. It's been meeting
Does
for
it have
the
different,
last.
different stamps.
No, it's like
I don't
no,
know.
You get like
We
a
don't know yet.
certificate, Trent, right?
I don't know.
I
No,
said-
it wouldn't be
It's like
certificates.
you
I
get it-
didn't ask you.
It would. I don't know. I don't. There. It's so early on in this task force. There. The annual meeting for NCWS is next month. There is not a motion made to continue. The task force going to continue to kind of look at it. But they received 1,300 plus responses that said, yes, I would be interested in this from an FE standpoint. Yes, I would be interested in this PS non-boundary.
And out of
related.
4,000, that's a huge number, right?
And out of 40,000, yeah, it was 3% that said yes.
Oh, I thought you said 4. It's 40,000.
So they sent it out to 40,000 FEs. They
Oh, I
got
didn't hear that
4,000
right.
responses, 1,300 of them.
4,000
Yeah,
responses.
and
10%.
1,300 of them said yes. And so that was enough for NCWS to continue the task force. So,
That's-
and it's no different than, as of coming
difference.
in October of 2027, the exam, the PLSS exam is going to be moving forward for those states that want to be able to test more on the PLSS system as well. So
Well, I
there's
mean,
they're evolving.
if you want to be
but-
comparable to the engineering world, like
Yeah.
a civil degree, you get to pick
Yeah.
where you want to go.
Correct.
And what even what test you want to take. And it
Yep.
has no
Yep.
bearing on your experience or anything. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
what you think you're best at.
Correct.
And some people don't take tests well, so they go this
Yep.
way. And
Yep.
other people have a lot of
So-
experience in
Hey,
one thing, so
hey,
they go the
Sean,
other.
When we asked this question 5 years ago, that was never on the table. Now we ask it 5 years later,
crazy.
and what's going to happen in the next 10
The-
years is totally different than what we
But it-
said
but it-
5
it
years
seem-
ago.
It seems like evolution and in the
Yeah.
right direction.
I need a 5-year plan more than a 10-year plan.
Yeah,
Oh,
100%.
With the rate that
Oh.
everything's going. I mean,
No, it's
The-
like a 3-year plan.
I was going to say
honestly.
the thing that I heard initially was we're going to progress we're going to progress more in the next 10 years than we have in the last 100 years.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
totally see that.
I believe
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
But that's market demand
Yeah.
driven, right?
Well, let's go. Yeah. You
Yeah.
want to put your spurs in and hook onto that. You
Yeah.
can you can get on it.
Yep.
There's a lot of opportunity there.
It
Yeah,
it
like-
does create an additional barrier to entry, right? So now you're going to be
Yeah.
taking 5 exams. So if we're out here in the West, you're going to take an FS, you're going to take a PS, you're going to take the PLSS, you're going to take this geospatial exam so that you can provide topographic maps, and then you still have to pass your state exam.
Well,
Right?
same thing
So-
for the CFEDs. If you want to be a CFED,
Yeah.
you got to go that route.
I mean,
It's just
Yeah.
another
have you heard how
path. I
many
mean,
tests you
Yeah.
have to take to be an architect? It's like
What?
12. It is
Yeah.
it is
Okay.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
we're-
an
we're-
engineer,
but
you just
we're
gotta
wanting
you
to
just
make
gotta do it,
easier,
one big
not
long
more
day,
difficult.
Yeah, and that was one of the
That's the
things.
thing.
That was one of the things the task force looked at, the engineering and surveying component for exams, was looking at like core boundary, core PLSS, and these were like all 5-hour exams. Initially, a couple of years ago, like NCWS looked at a possible module, and it didn't move forward, but it was going to be almost like 20 hours worth of exams to become like a licensed professional surveyor. So it's going to be interesting. It's
Wild.
it's a wild ride what we're in for the next
Kent
for the
wa-
next few
Kent-
years.
Kent
So,
was actually an NCWS in
PLSS.
judge. No,
Oh,
we were
Yes.
judges
oh, for the
Yes.
future cities.
at the
Yes.
future cities.
Yeah, I do that
Yes,
too.
yes,
I do that too. I love
That's
that.
where I got the idea from.
I love
watching
it.
You do it.
Heck
Yes.
yeah, it's
was
so much fun.
cool. It
It's
was
so
5
much
years
fun.
strong, and that's the best platform where we've ever
It
had
was so cool.
kids come back and say the first thing we ask them, right? Like, we're judging for the project that has the best use of surveying principles
Yep.
in there. So we have a list of questions, we have
Yep.
a rubric to ask them.
Yep.
But it's funny because the kids are like, does anyone know what surveying is? And two of them,
Yeah.
oh yeah, bro, you were here last year.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
That's awesome. I love
Exactly.
that.
But
Exactly.
you're making a difference just with
Mhm,
that. You know what I
mhm.
mean? Just they
Love
know what
that.
surveying
Yeah.
is
So
now.
great.
Yeah.
It's
Anybody who
so
wants to be a
great.
future cities exam a judge,
I enjoyed that so much.
it's amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's amazing, guys.
Reach out to me or reach out to Kristen at NCWS. He's the outreach chairman. So we can get you involved in that. So any
All right.
state.
Good-
Sorry,
good
I know
stuff.
we ran at
No,
we're at
dude,
202.
Well, so I
Yes,
have to
we-
I have to circle the wagon.
2 hours.
Do you have
Yes.
anything else that you want to add, Will, that we haven't talked about? Because the Lord
I
knows
just-
that we
this,
haven't.
This is great.
Hey,
I
I
appreciate it.
fucking love Will.
I appreciate
Just
you
for the
guys.
record.
appreciate
Weasel.
you
We
guys.
know
It's Weasel.
you're on a love
I fucking love TK.
mission right now. TK, anything else? I do have one last question.
Yeah.
We
Just
asked
in
it to
case it
everybody.
changed.
You probably answered
Dude,
this now 5 times.
I think I just spit on you over. Don't worry about that.
Was it on my shirt or on my skin? Okay, shirt's fine. TK, we ask everybody,
Yeah.
and I know you know it's coming. Do you have a mantra that you live by?
An updated mantra.
I know. Yeah, I don't know what I've said in the past, but
You can
my
say
my
what you have
big.
to-
I was gonna say my
it could
biggest
change.
one is never cried over spilled milk, and it's just shit's gonna happen, and no matter what, and it's how you address the situation is how it's going to come. You know, the outcome is gonna happen, and so if you take it negatively, your outcome is gonna be negative. If you take it positive, it's gonna come out positive. I have been in trouble with general contractors in the before because they've called and said we've totally messed up something and screaming and yelling it. And I've laughed at them and they're like, "Is this funny to you?" I'm like, "Calm down. Like, did anybody die? Like, this can be
Nobody's gonna
fixed.
die.
Nobody-
Nobody's
This
gonna
can be
die.
fixed."
Bring it down a bit.
Yes. And
We'll
so
just move the
I-
building a couple feet. It's
yeah,
fine.
thank gosh
Don't
it's
worry
never been about a building.
Yeah.
But you know, it's been
Even if-
stupid storm
even if-
drains and
yeah.
whatever. Doesn't matter what it is. But yeah, I mean, you can always calm them down. There's always a fix, right? So-
And it sounds like the experience of a business owner, because you just can't go crazy with every
no,
last
yeah. I
Good point.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Kent, take
Nope.
us out.
No, I'm good. Will, anything else?
Oh
We already asked him.
man, I gotta
Oh, we
ask
did?
you. You're here. You're sitting here, like as a business owner, being responsible for all the families of the guys that you work for, man.
I
How
can
does that?
imagine that pressure.
How does
It's
that like that?
it's about up to
'Cause
like
that's my
90,
like
90 something now. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my. I'm just a
Yeah.
one person operation, but I'm like, God, if I had to
Yeah.
take the responsibility for this guy and his family and his kids,
It
I'm
makes you
like,
work your ass off.
It
No,
does.
no different than
Next level.
yeah. And so going back to 2008, I leveraged everything: credit card debts, anything that I could take a cash advance on, those kind of things. Like I did all that, and that same mentality back then of like having to pay that debt off is no different than having to make sure that I continue to feed the the 90 plus bodies or whatever, the 90 families and so associated with it. So it's the same pressure. It's just it's a bigger level. Yeah. But I still work my ass off and make sure that our whole entire staff works our ass off.
That's awesome,
So,
man.
but
Yeah.
they're all paid accordingly, of course. Like we work our ass off probably more than any survey
Yeah.
company that I can imagine. But I do pay well above industry standard
Of
when it comes
course.
to that. So
Yeah.
And that's the important part.
Yep. The
that's-
expectations are
yep.
raised. Therefore,
Yep.
the
Yep.
Yep.
And
The
I
rewards
can,
are raised.
and I can tell
Yeah.
you, like we said before, it's totally worth it.
Yep.
Like
100%.
like the pressure you have to take to, like
I
you
love
said,
it. Yeah.
having all these employees
Yeah.
and
Yep.
and what you do affects their livelihood. But when you do it, totally worth it. And
I'm very
you always want more.
Yeah, I'm very
Yep.
fortunate. So my wife obviously is 50% owner. I'm 50% owner, but my wife runs the house and I run the business, and so we don't always agree on the business side of things, and we don't always agree on the house side of things, right? But
Sure, of course.
she gets to run the house and I get to run the business, and so
Mm.
that's how we've been married for 23 years coming up. We've been together for over 25, like in that aspect of it. So I'm a yes ma'am at the house, and
Wait,
she's
TK.
she does sign the front of the check though.
Yeah.
TK.
She does the
TK.
payroll, so she signs the front of the check.
You have these massive parties at your house,
Yes.
and you have this unbelievable selection of
Still
whiskey
not-
and
still not
bourbon
invited to
and all
Geoholics.
this stuff. Is that still Lisa, or is that part you?
No, that part's me. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That's my dumbass.
Yes. Yes.
All right. We'll let you
Oh
go.
my God.
Sorry.
Hard work
So
pays off,
great.
man.
Hard work pays off.
Damn Skippy.
Adding value and making friends.
Check
adding
that box,
value
buddy.
and adding friends and building friendships. We definitely check that box. If anyone would like to be a guest on a future show, shoot us an email at info@thegeoholics.com. I think we're scheduling into September around.
Yeah, we
right
might
about
have some
now,
openings
something
here and
like
there.
that.
So always reach out. And like you said, we were trying to schedule sooner so we can be more
Relevant.
Yes.
Keep it relevant. Keep it relevant. Yeah, of course. Flying high again. Ozzy Osbourne available everywhere. Until next time, everyone. A few takeaways that I had. Rent that tractor. I don't remember this. Check your reality capture commitment. Change the public perspective. Pre-K to gray. Don't be a dumbass. Don't be minimal. Have a list of people you trust. Shit's gonna happen.
It is.
Nobody's gonna die.
And your
They won't.
network's your safety net.
Until next time, everybody. Be safe and healthy. Love it. Ozzy. Yeah.